Good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy Yuletide stuff. Saturnalia and Festivus. Welcome. It's that day. That's the one. I have no idea what to expect here. Interesting to see though. Good morning. Yuletide blessings. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Merry Hanukkahs and Kwanzas too. Hope everybody's having a good one. I have no idea if anybody's going to tune into this on such a blessed day of the year. Merry Christmas, Mocha. What's up, buddy? Merry Christmas. Merry Xmas. Happy Hanukkah. We could do this on Halloween too. We could call it Happy Hanukkah. Could be like a Jewish Halloween, right? Well, we just fired this bad boy up. I have no idea what to expect today. I only need 8 more followers to get to 1,400, up from the whopping number of 11. Thank you, Goatee. I appreciate you, buddy. Don't gotta give me what? Give me an hour. What you said, Mocha? What are you talking about? Where? Gotta give me an hour. Give you an hour? What do you? Oh, don't gotta give me an hour. I'm trying to figure out what we're talking about. I don't need forever. Me either. Just a regular lifetime. What are we talking about, Mocha? I'm not sure. What do we? Oh, you requested up. I get you now. My bad, buddy. I got you. I didn't see that. Sorry. I was confused by what you was talking. You said I don't need to talk forever. I got you. Oh, I got you. All right, cool. Yeah. I'll bring you up for just a moment there, buddy. Or not.
Oh my gosh.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
That was too funny. I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I was like, give it an hour. I don't need forever. I thought you meant for Christmas or something as a holiday.
No, I don't know, but in 8 days, 8 days is New Year's Day, so that's when Jesus gets the old snips. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah, gross.
But see, yeah,
Yeah, there's two Catholic churches that claim to have that foreskin to this day, right?
are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, they think they have Jesus's foreskin.
I'm not going to challenge that.
How can you? Like, you can't make that shit up.
Man, we could look at it though. Actually, we could look at it. Let's look. Oh man,
I don't want to see.
I'll do it for you.
Actually, I seen a little picture one time. It's in like a little frame thingy.
I mean, that's a script we could actually look at,
Hell yeah. Good morning, buddy. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Hanukkah, Merry Yule, Merry Festivus, Merry Saturnalias. Just making sure I covered everybody. Kwanzas. Merry Kwanzaa. Atheists or non-believers, how close is your calls to the window that you're trapped in? Ari, good morning. Salt, good morning. Thank you, everybody. I have no idea what to expect today.
Well, we better
Mocha, did you find the foreskins?
Foreskin, rear skin, everything. Yeah, let's get into it. You got to get your numbers up.
Okay. Oh, what are we getting into?
Well, it would be interesting. If we looked at the genetics of the foreskin, we could literally look at that. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember which churches have them, but I know there's 2 of them. I looked it up one time.
I mean, they can't both have them.
They can't. I don't think one can have them. Yeah, they don't let them test their stuff for the most part, so
Oh, oh yeah, I think I
nobody
heard
knows
that.
when or where it's really from. Anyway, what's up with you today, buddy?
Let's see here. You got Jesus was a delusional preacher, not a Messiah,
Oh yeah.
unjust narcissist. Jesus fulfills zero prophecy. Oh man, this is like a what's it called? Jeopardy of. I'll take Jesus fulfills zero prophecy for 200.
Uh, okay. What would be the answer to that? A phony, bogus prophet. His name is.
Jesus.
You did it. Good job. You won 200.
Man, this is just like Sunday school, only the reverse.
Yeah, I like this so far.
Um, I'm losing, aren't I?
No, you got 200.
Oh shoot. What's a Messiah, by the way? It says not a Messiah. What's a Messiah?
Someone that is anointed like a king or a priest.
Okay. Do you think we overblow that? Do you think that's like a like like magnified beyond what it was intended, or
In what sense? What do you mean?
well, everybody says the Messiah, the Messiah. You know, like I mean, even to the point in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Monty Python movie, it's like they do the whole scene, Messiah. Like nobody knows why they're screaming the word Messiah. But you said it right. I actually agree with you again, losing to the host.
That's right. So
I mean, like it's like Neo and the One. Like he's the One. They had this prophecy in the Matrix about the One coming to save Stein.
yeah, I guess technically the New Testament I would say overblows what a Messiah is and what they're supposed to do.
I mean, does it
Maybe it's
actually
the New Testament.
does it say Messiah or no? It says
Well,
Christ.
Jesus calls himself one, but it's not well, I mean, Christ itself means anointed, I think, which is
That's
what
true.
Mashiach means, Messiah.
Well,
But
somewhere along the way,
but in the Old Testament, it's just a king. Like, there's no Messiah from the Old Testament that's going to come and do miracles and save people from their sins or whatever. So a Messiah just meant a king is going to come. I think in the Old Testament, the New Testament made it into what Jesus is more than what a Messiah actually is. I guess be how I explain that.
man, I'm tired of agreeing with you. So yeah,
Yeah, me
Daniel
too. It's
9.
not, that's why nobody likes to bring you up. You're too you're too sensible.
Yeah. Well, Daniel 9, it talked about two messiahs even. Like there's going to be one at 49 weeks from the beginning, and then there's one at 62 weeks after that. And people think that it's about one messiah, and they try to fit the chronology to when the messiah was cut off. But, it's like that's too much time. There's too much time there. It doesn't fit from the 6th century. And so these two anointed ones are two. There's two of them. Does that sound about reasonable? Or
Oh, I guess I don't know.
I mean, because the
There's a whole bunch of messiahs in the Old Testament, so I guess so.
sure.
It could be like Ben Joseph and David, right?
Well, what
Ben
David?
Joseph and Ben David, the
Well,
double messiahs, the warrior and the administrator.
oh, okay. I thought you meant David himself. Yeah, David was a Messiah, but
No, Messiah Ben Joseph or David Ben Joseph or something. Ben Joseph and Ben David. That was it. Shit.
well, I mean, all I'm saying is that from the time to go back and rebuild Jerusalem was in the 6th century. After that, it would be 49 years for one Messiah, and then 62 sevens or 434 years after that would be another Messiah. And but everybody thinks it's about Jesus, but really it's just about these governors of Israel that should have happened at certain times.
Oh yeah, I still ultimately think it was just about Greece, like the last kingdom there. Thanks so much for that. I saw a piece of cake on the screen there. That was awesome. All right, what, Mocha?
Well, I mean, you have you have Nehemiah coming back to finish the rebuilding of Jerusalem by 502, 434 years after that. You have Hyrcanus II and Aristobulus wrestling over the kingdom because he couldn't have both. One guy couldn't be priest and king, anointed at the same time. So they agreed. They made a covenant that one would be king and one would be priest. And then because of something they did with Pompey.
That is two messiahs.
Yeah. So then because this agreement was cut off and halfway through that, Pompey came through from the Romans because he was double-crossed by them. Josephus talks about this. And then they lost their kingdom due to that, the wrangling of these brothers. And then 61 BC is the end of the 490 years, and Julius Caesar becomes the first Caesar.
He wasn't the first Caesar, though.
Well, I mean...
Technically.
My teacher said that, too. I disagreed with them. Why do you say that?
Well, the first official, like, Roman emperor or first citizen, whatever you want to call it, was technically Octavian. Which technically was Julius Caesar because he changed his name.
What?
It's pretty complicated, don't it?
Wait, say that again? That's cool. Say that again.
Yeah, Octavian changed his name to Julius Caesar. But he was just more well known as Augustus, I guess. But he was technically the first emperor. Julius Caesar he was just like dictator for life, but he never actually obtained the title of the first citizen or whatever.
Wasn't he the first citizen among equals or something?
Julius Caesar wasn't. There was actually the guy before him. What was his name? Sulla pretty much did the same thing Caesar did. So technically, there was a Caesar before Caesar, if you look at it that way.
I mean, wasn't he the one that his actions caused the Republic to kind of jab him in the side multiple times?
The other senators, yes.
Yeah, because I mean, like he was becoming Caesar, like he was becoming the guy.
Yeah, he pretty much had it already. Yeah, but he made some horrible mistakes that Augustus did not repeat. Like Augustus, when he obtained power, he wasn't near as merciful. Like he made sure his enemies were put down, where Julius Caesar did not. He let too many people run around. And Julius Caesar actually like revoked a bodyguard and stuff at one point. Like I guess he thought in his head he was so powerful he didn't need actual stuff that they probably should have needed.
Well, anyway, so this is the example of a rectilinear prophecy.
Yeah,
that wasn't
rectal linear.
Yeah, rectal. Dang near killed him.
Yeah, but dang near killed his prophecy.
Yeah. The New Testament doesn't really make use of these formats, which blows my mind.
1 second, Mocha. Erica, if you requested up on purpose to debate, put a 1 or a yes or something in the chat for me, please. I'm still getting some requests, but there's a lot of accident. Oh, shit. There's a lot of people in here. No wonder. Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Yuletide blessings. We're cooking Mocha up here right now.
Yep. I'm getting on the altar here. Light it up.
Yes.
We're up to 53 people. This is great. Oh, 50.
I'm telling you. They love the Rome on Christmas talk.
Yeah.
Have I ever showed you my Emperor Vespasian coin I got here?
No, I want to see it.
I got it right here. It's a Roman denarius. Let's see if I can get it.
Wow.
Dang it. I got his face up there before where you could actually see his visage there. Dang it. There it is. You can almost see his sort of chubby face there.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's Vespasian.
Where'd you get that?
It's got Zeus on the throne. I ordered it from a coin shop in Dubai, actually.
Really? Dude, all right. Man.
Yeah.
I just go local. But see, that's interesting.
You got to look around to find the shiny one sometimes.
Well, that's interesting because you got a Vespasian there because, I call him number 10. And that's Josephus was saying kind of the same thing that Israel thought Daniel 9 was talking about them, but he was like, no, this is about Vespasian, and we got to not fight him. And they didn't listen.
Who, Josephus?
Yeah.
He must have added on to that. Josephus was saying Antiochus Epiphanes was the one who led like the abomination of desolation and stuff. Oh crap! I asked somebody a question and forgot to watch for the damn answer. Shit.
I definitely think that Antiochus Epiphanes is referenced in Daniel's works.
Yeah, he is. But I was saying Josephus himself says that's who it was talking about, but I can't remember.
Do you want me to look it up? I could look it up, but if not, that's okay.
No, well, we gotta, let's see, Justin and Erica again. Sorry, Erica, if you requested up on purpose, throw me a 1 or a yes in the chat if you were a Christian who wanted to debate. Sorry too, Mocha. We was trying to watch and talk. I can't believe how many people's in here now.
You can definitely kick me when the crowd start pressing in on you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's let Justin up. He said I'm scared. So.
Okay.
Mocha, Merry Christmas, buddy. Come back some other time, and I'll finish cooking you on whatever I was cooking you on there. Crap. All right, just a second. Oh yeah, Krampus. Lots of Americans don't know who Krampus is. I don't think. Just a second, Justin. Let me make sure Erica wasn't. She never said anything, but let me click on her anyway, just since she was there first. Then we'll try. We'll bring up some debates here. Hopefully, we'll get the debate day started. All right. Justin Bieber, you there? Justin is taking a shit, I think. Must have been taking a big old dump there. Merry Christmas, Mommy. Alright, well, we got a few people requested in here. I have no idea what to expect today. There's way more people in here than I expected. That's for dang sure. Everybody must want a Christmas show. So far, we've only heard a toilet in the background. Anyway, if you're a Christian and you want to debate us today on this, the most holiest of days, the birth of Jesus, come on up. We want to talk to you. We got a Christmas special going on today. This is my 51st day in a row of streaming here. Let me, Alright, had to mute a couple people there. Alright, so if you're a Christian and you want to come up and debate us on this holiest of days, come on up. We got the old live stream fired up this morning. I'm not sure what to expect. Good morning, Finkeldorf. Morning, Scott. Appreciate you guys. Hope y'all have a blessed Yuletide. Hope y'all have a Merry Hanukkah. Let's see here. Maybe Peter's not going to flush the toilet when we bring him up. Peter Long, you there?
Yo.
Yo, what's up, buddy? Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm over 18.
Awesome. Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
Cool. You sound kind of familiar. So which one of these topics you want to debate us on today?
What about number 2?
Number 2.
Yeah, what's your reasoning?
Which one's number 2 again? Oh, God is an unjust narcissist and liar. Yeah, that's a good one. It's probably the most popular one too. So a narcissist is somebody who's extremely self-centered and don't care what anybody else thinks. So I say this is God because God does all God does for God's glory and God's own reasons. That's why I call him a narcissist, because he makes people suffer for his own glory. He uses people for his own glory and then punishes them for having been used. That's why I call him unjust and a narcissist. Oh shit, he's live out. Peter's teacup Tussie. I don't know what happened there, Peter. I guess your signal your signal was too filled with the spirit there. What is up, guys? Thank you all for the likes and the comments and stuff. I only need what, 6 or 7 more followers to get to 1,400. That would be pretty awesome if we could hit that today. Yeah, I don't know what happened, Peter. You can just request back up if you get your signal back in there. Otherwise, we're looking for Christians to debate today. Thank you for the follow, Henry. Let's see.
Good morning.
Lola, you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you over 18?
Yes.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Awesome. So did you want to debate us on one of these topics here today?
Well, not as much about debate as I'm staying up late all night wrapping presents.
You just want to stay up late all night?
Oh gosh, no. I'm exhausted. But I would.
Oh.
What you were talking about with that gentleman, I had like a question. Is it not true that justice is based on morality, and morality is based on concepts like religion?
Well, morality is just based on the concepts of good and bad. It's like what is good and what is bad. But justice is more about getting what you deserve if you commit a crime. Like, if you did the crime, you did the time. So justice isn't necessarily based on morality. It's just a system of getting what you deserve, basically.
Well, I get, because you were talking about, the narcissist thing. I mean, yeah, he is the beginning and the end and all that, right? I'm not
Well, he
not a
would be a
crazy
narcissist
Christian.
because he
I'm a
does it all for
realistic
himself.
person. I'm a realistic person, but I just feel like it's based on what is just. How do we decide that? Is it not a moral value?
No, justice is getting what you deserve. That's my, like, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That would be Bible justice, I guess. If you knock someone's tooth out, you lose your tooth. What would be injustice is if you knock somebody's tooth out and then somebody else come and knocked out your entire family's teeth
So
out.
that's
And
based on religion.
the next generation, right?
So that's based on religion. You're quoting the Bible's justice would be defined
Well,
by
it's
God.
just an example. Yeah.
I'm not trying to really be argumentative. I just find it
Yeah,
an
I'm at
interesting
Debate
concept.
Page, so it happens.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting concept. Like that perked my interest. I was scrolling through, falling asleep before the kids wake up and do Christmas stuff and all that. And it's just like
I hear you.
that's a very interesting concept, man.
Well, I'll just say he's unjust because if getting what you deserve is justice and it's unjust for other people to receive a punishment for something you did, then God is unjust because he does things like unaliving 70,000 people because one person sinned.
But justice in the first place is based on what concepts? What's fair, what's right?
Getting what you deserve, yeah. Your due. Justice is getting your due, whatever you deserve.
Do you see how that's based in...
See how it's what?
You do see how that's based, like, in... I like to believe in universal truths.
Okay.
Do we agree with that justice would be universal truths?
No.
Oh, cool.
Justice is just a concept of someone getting what they deserve.
And who decides what you
Like
deserve?
even in the Old Testaments, the Israelites didn't even consider God just.
Sure. Like I don't.
Because he
I
does
don't believe
unjust
it.
stuff like generational punishments and unaliving people for picking up sticks on the wrong day of the week. That's not justice.
And I would agree that
Oh, well, there you go.
life is not just and that God is not just.
Oh, well, there you
However,
go. Yeah.
what is justice based on but morality? And who decides what's right and wrong based on these like ideas?
We do. Like, I have an opinion of morality and justice, don't you? Don't you have like a personal standard you
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, there you go. Yeah.
So you just believe
So,
it's
like,
inherent or socially?
well, it depends on the person. That's why it's all subjective. I mean, it's coming out of human brains, so it's subjective. You know what I mean? But I mean, it sounds like you already agree. If God isn't just, then God's not just.
It's a very interesting concept. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna get a little
Marcus
bit mad.
Aurelius. If you've never heard of Marcus Aurelius, he gives everybody good advice all the way around. He says if the gods are just, then they won't care about your piety. They'll care about the virtues of your character and how you treated other people. He says if the gods are unjust, then they don't deserve to be worshipped. And if there's not any gods, just be a virtuous person, just so the people who remember you after you're gone remember you as a good person. It's good advice all the way around.
It is good.
But the God of the Bible is definitely not justice. God's evil, if anything.
Well, no, but yeah. Thank you for tickling my brain this morning.
Oh, no problem.
Happy
We'll
holidays.
get you a little woke
It's
up
very
there.
nice to meet you.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Nice to meet you. And thanks for coming up. Hopefully you'll get you a nap after the kids get up and get all the presents and stuff. Okay, here's Peter back here. Well, maybe not. Oh, maybe not. Oh, Peter, are you there?
Yeah, does it disconnect me for some reason?
Peter, are you there? No, you just wasn't.
Does it disconnect me for some reason?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's getting a bad echo too. You're dropping out.
well, hello. I think it's just my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're showing a pretty bad signal there.
But now I hear echoes. Am I?
Well, I was about to say, no, it sounds good, and then you started cutting out again.
Give me a second. I'll be right back. You can kick me out.
Man. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'll push you back out here. And oops. All right. Below. Is that what that says? Dang, that loading in either. People's Wi-Fi's are bad this morning. Must have too many people. Must have too many people trying to pull. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Let's see where we're at here. Only need 4 more followers to get to 1,400. Up from 11 when I started this channel. All organic too. I don't go to those build your followers rooms and do that crap. These are all organic followings. Hope everybody's having a good holiday so far. A good Merry Christmas, a good Yuletide, a good Festivus, a good whatever you like there. A lot of people in the queue there. Knowledge, are you there?
Yeah, I am still here. Never left.
You never left?
No, I was in the comments.
Whoa, I thought you been on stage there. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
You're over 18, aren't you?
Absolutely. I drink coffee.
You're a Christian?
Yes, sir.
Cool, cool. So, which one of these topics you want to debate us this fine Christmas on?
Uh, hold on, give me a second.
You good, brother?
It says debate. Okay, debating. Okay. Debate a former Christian. That's number one. That's like you say number one after that.
No, that's just a title head.
Oh, okay.
That's not really up for debate.
What can I pick? Where's the multiple choice questions at?
We got number one is Jesus was a delusional preacher, not a Messiah. Number
Okay.
two is God is an unjust narcissist and liar. And number three is Jesus fulfills zero prophecy.
Okay, so starting with the first one, zero. Well, I disagree with that. If I disagree with something, am I debating about it because it's on the panel? Because apparently everything that's on the panel you're agreeing with, correct?
No. That's just the debate topics.
Oh,
Yeah, we
how-
disagree if you think
so
those are
technically,
not
right?
true.
Technically, right? How my answer, right? How would I be able to articulate a debate? Would I have to be
Yeah.
disagreeing?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
absolutely.
disagreeing
Okay,
these
I
are
disagree
wrong.
with the
Yeah,
last. I disagree with the last one.
Jesus fulfills zero prophecy.
Yes, sir. I can start. I can
Oh,
start.
okay. Yeah.
Do
All
I
right,
have
go
to
ahead.
present a claim? Well, obviously, right? Right.
Well,
And,
yeah, yeah. If you think he
Well-
fulfills a prophecy from the New Testament, if you
well,
could
I
show
don't
us
have a
one, that'd be
Bible in
great.
my hand by chance. Nor am I around one, but it's written on my heart. I would say he sent his son to unalive, if I may say, for a not I'm not saying for our sins at all for a purpose, I would say. And by him sending his son for a purpose and his son fulfilling that purpose, I would say that he did a prophecy.
What prophecy?
The being on the cross, if I may say.
Was there a prophecy about that?
He didn't come to take away the law, but to fulfill it. And the law that he fulfilled by being on the cross was the sacrificial law.
Well, sure, but where's there a prophecy about that in the Old Testament that Jesus is fulfilling by doing that?
Okay,
would be
so
the question.
a prophecy is something that's going to later be revealed. Would you not agree?
If it's a prophecy is the words of a prophet. It's literally God's words in a prophet's mouth.
Right, but the context of a prophecy would be something that will be revealed in the near future, not something that he's speaking presently that's going on right now. So when he clearly states that he didn't come to do something, but to do something, he's telling you that he has a prophecy. And then for him
Sure. So what's a prophecy?
he said, I didn't come to take away the laws, but to fulfill it. So his fulfillment was his prophecy that he did on the cross. So that's the only reason why.
So where's the prophecy about that, though?
The blood shedding of innocent people, of lambs, and not just lambs, but animals. It was blood sacrifice. Blood sacrifice was what he came to fulfill. That's
Okay,
why.
so if there's a prophecy about being sacrificed, where would the prophecy be that we can read in the Old Testament?
First of all, there wouldn't be a prophecy about that to be happening if it was happening currently. So me looking for a prophecy about that would be weird. So anyways, I'm talking about that is the fulfillment was the prophecy that was at hand when he came, which would be the unaliving of people and the blood sacrifice.
I got you. Yeah, man, I'm not sure that you understand quite what we're talking about here. So I couldn't. I'm sorry if you was being serious, but I couldn't tell, man. So sorry. We're gonna try the next one here. In the mix, you there?
Hello, how you doing?
Doing well, buddy. Merry Christmas. Thanks for asking. Are you over 18?
Yes.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, I believe in the body of Christ, yes.
Awesome. So, which one of these topics do you want to debate us on the
Okay. So you're
Christmas
a
Day?
former Christian. Well, I question your statement of yourself being a former Christian. Biblically, I would say, let me just not limit it to just words, but biblically, to claim that you're a former Christian is not supported in the Bible. So, that I wouldn't argue about
What's
that
not
one.
supported in the Bible?
Oh, you being an ex-Christian.
Sure, it is. Have you ever read Hebrews 6?
Yeah, Hebrews chapter 6. You're talking about putting
Okay, well, there
away
you
the
go. So,
doctrines
I'm a
of
former
Christ.
Christian, but the actual topics are not that.
I know,
That's
but
just a
remember in
headline.
1 John 3:9, and it tells us whoever is born of God does not practice sin. And well, if you're not a believer in him, you're a sinner. So by default, you are never a believer. But hey, I'm not here to, come for a person's character or choices. Only by the Holy Spirit can one confess that Jesus Christ is Lord and be saved. But not a Messiah. Well, I would say he is the Messiah because the prophet Job, who has only one God, and that's the Father, the Creator, in Job 19:25 through 27, he says, "My Redeemer will live upon this world in the latter times. And even when my body is destroyed by skin worms, I will see God in me." So I have to go according to the word of God through his prophet that he would live in his people at a later time. Well, I only see in the New Testament where it says that the Father is in a Saul and through a Saul, and Second Corinthians says, "Do ye?" It says, "Examine yourself, whether ye be in the faith." That's why I said I can't agree with the first topic. That Jesus Christ
It's
is
not a
in
topic.
you.
That's a headline. I told you.
I know, but I'm disagreeing with it while also disproving it biblically. It says
Yeah. Well,
it
you've
says
never read
examine
Hebrews 6
yourselves.
clearly, so can we move on to an actual
Yeah, that's
topic
what I'm
here?
saying. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith, do ye not believe
I
that
don't know what
Jesus
you're talking
Christ is
about,
in?
man.
Well, the
Can you pick
Messiah,
a topic
brother,
here?
the Messiah,
What Messiah?
Jesus.
Jesus was no Messiah.
Jesus was. Are you what?
Do you know what a Messiah is?
Yeah, that's the anointed one. That's God the Father
And who gets
Himself,
anointed?
the Son.
No.
What do you mean?
There's only two kinds of people that get anointed in the Old Testament that are
We're
Messiahs.
talking about the
Do you know
Messiah in
what
the
they
New
are?
Testament, the Redeemer. You didn't just hear me read Job chapter 19:25-27 about the Redeemer, the Messiah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, we heard
prophecy,
your
brother.
little sermon about Job there. That's not prophecy. That's a
That is
story.
prophecy, sir. He
It's
said at a
not.
later time. What does that mean according to God at a later time? The
It
Redeemer who
means
is
later
God.
on.
So the Redeemer who is God, giving revelation to
Okay.
Job his
So
prophet
what
about
makes Jesus
himself.
this Messiah?
Wow, you just lied, bro. That's the first strike.
What?
You
I
just
asked you a question.
So
How's
are
me
you
asking you a
denying
question a
Job?
lie?
Are you denying Job chapter 19:25-27 being prophecy? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just lied again.
Tell us what a prophecy
Well,
is.
you wouldn't know about the prophecy if you denied it, right?
Tell us what a prophecy is.
A prophecy is a revelation of God.
Through.
That's simply what it is. And how God could
And
use a
what's a Messiah?
prophecy. God could use a prophecy a multitude of ways for signs and warnings, for things to come, for disobedience, and things for correction. But again, that just goes to show you God's sovereignty over all creation. As He speaks, things move. It acts according to His will. So in Liar 3, Jesus fulfills zero prophecy. I remember reading about Abram and him having to sacrifice his son, and it was one of the hardest things to grasp. But then Abram said one thing that caught my attention. He said, God will provide the lamb. The lamb, though Abraham did have a lamb, God never specified in that moment what type of lamb was needed to be sacrificed. But we go into the law of Exodus, and it says that the lamb must be a
Yo,
firstborn
I have no
male.
idea what you're talking about,
You
man.
don't know about Jesus. I know, brother. He's the
I don't know what you're
lamb.
talking about because you're
The
not actually
prophecy in
addressing these
Exodus.
points here in a conversational manner.
Right,
You're
I'm
just
answering
saying
number
random
3.
things.
I'm answering number 3
Number
now.
3,
Yeah.
Jesus
You didn't like
fulfills
my
zero
answer.
prophecy,
You didn't
right?
like my response with number 1. When you brought up Hebrews chapter 6, and I responded with 1
Jesus
John.
was a delusional. That's not number 1. Number 1 is after that. Hope you read the Bible better than you read a few lines on a headline.
Jesus, hold up, debated former Christian. Well, I know. I said number 1 would not make sense because I would discredit. I would say that you are not
Because
a
you've never
Christian.
read Hebrews 6, of course.
I have. It's putting past the doctrines of Christ. That's basic. But you don't rightly divide what that actually means. But you cherry pick that. That's why I took you to 1 John.
No, y'all cherry pick that
No,
and accuse
that's why
everybody
you
else of
brought it
doing it.
up.
That's what makes you a bunch of hypocrites.
You brought it up, brother.
No, I didn't. You brought it up.
You brought up Hebrews chapter 6. I brought up 1 John. And it says whoever is born
Because you
of
brought up
God.
something that's not even. Listen, can we get on to the actual topic here?
Can I respond
This is
to
not
what you
even
think?
slightly kind of constructive. I don't know what you're responding to.
I think it is iron sharper irons. Those who hear.
What?
Those who hear. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. Are you in a rush? Are you in a rush? If you are, I'm sorry.
I'm in a rush to get to like some sort of meaningful dialogue.
So let me get back to point 3. So again,
all right, Jesus fulfills zero prophecy. So tell us a specific prophecy in the Old Testament and how Jesus fulfills it. That's all you got to do.
So according to Abram, God, Abram before Abraham. You got to remember, before Abraham, he was Abram. God made him Abraham, making him Hebrew. You got to remember that. But you probably forgot.
Remember what about what am I remembering?
Well, you forgot because you're not a true Christian.
What did I forget? I don't know what you're talking about.
You said Abraham, but if you read the Bible, Abram was his name before Abraham. Before God called him to be his
We're talking
people.
about the same person.
No, he had not the same identity. This is beyond me, bro.
Yeah, it's beyond me too.
Yeah.
So far beyond me, I have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. All right, let's move on to an actual conversation here, hopefully. I have no idea what I was talking about there.
Oh, hi.
You there?
Hi.
Hello. Are you over 18?
I'm ready. What you ask for?
Are you over 18?
Yeah.
Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right, so which one of these topics do you want to debate us on here?
Can you please read it?
Number 1 is Jesus was a delusional preacher, not a Messiah. Number 2 is God is an unjust narcissist and liar. And number 3 is Jesus fulfills zero prophecy.
Oh, who you follow?
What?
Who do you follow?
Who do I follow?
Yeah.
I don't follow anybody.
What did you say?
I said I don't follow anybody.
Oh, who is your leader?
My leader?
Yeah.
I don't have a leader.
Well, you look like a monkey if you don't have a leader.
Well, I am a monkey, so I probably do look like one.
Well, see you when you get there.
Huh?
I'll be right back.
All right. Thanks, somebody come up here and didn't have their script quite worked out. Goodness gracious. You look like a monkey without a leader. I guess what defines a monkey is whether they have a leader or not. Depends on what they look like. Well, thank you for the heart, Sailor Man. Tom, are you there?
What?
Are you there?
All right, man.
they're definitely not all there today, I don't think. All right. Well, let's try the next one then. Appreciate it. Thank you for the hat, buddy. Well, let's try Faisal again. Oh, Faisal, you there?
Yeah. Hey, how are you doing?
Doing well. You're over 18 and a Christian, ain't you?
You said what?
You're over 18 and a Christian, ain't you? I think I've talked to you before.
Yeah, of course. We did talk before.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So, which one of these topics you want to debate us on today?
Well, did you say something like God is unjust?
Yeah, say it all the time.
No, I don't think God is unjust. How is he unjust?
He's unjust because he unalives people for picking up sticks on the wrong day of the week, and unaliving women for looking in the wrong direction, and unaliving a guy because he come on the floor instead of in his wife's widow, or his brother's wife's widow, or his brother's widow. Sorry, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I understand. You know, well, actually, I'm a Muslim. So in Islam, the basic reason or the main purpose of our creation is to worship God and for us to be tested by Him. So God
I
already
thought you
says
said
it.
you were a Christian.
No, I'm a Muslim. I'm not a Christian.
I could have swore you said you were a Christian. I usually only debate Christians in here, man.
Okay. All right, fine.
I mean, you worship the same God, but y'all don't argue from any sort of authority but your own, so there's really no point in debating it, I don't think.
No, but this topic that you mentioned doesn't have to do with Christians. If I guess, because we all believe in the same principle, right?
Well, do you believe the Old Testament was true about God?
Of course, I do believe in Old Testament.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can debate it then. So if you think everything God did in the Old Testament was true, then yeah, God is definitely an unjust narcissist because he does things like having innocent babies dashed to pieces in front of their parents and has women raped. You're not okay with that, are you?
He has women what?
Great. That's TikTok friendly language for the R word.
Well, although I don't understand what you're talking about, but let's be specific. Based on what is happening in the world today, right? Do you think God is unjust? Let's
Absolutely.
leave. Really?
Yeah.
Now that is why I'm saying. In Islam, the basic reason of our creation is for us to worship God and to be tested. So we are to undergo several challenges in life before God reward us. That's the reason why when God created human, according to the Quran, He asked us do we agreed to come to earth to worship Him and to be tested by Him? If we pass the test, we will be superior to the angels, and if we fail,
What do you
we
get
will
if you pass the test in Islam?
What do we get? We if we pass this test, we become superior to angels, and God gave us heaven, paradise.
That's it? You get to go to heaven and be like an angel?
Of course, even superior than an angel, because an angel doesn't have free will. We human, we have free will to either worship God or to go against the commandment of God, right? But angel doesn't have that free will.
You're not supposed to get like some virgins when you go to heaven?
Am I supposed to get what?
Some virgins?
Oh yeah, it did says that in Hadith, though not the Quran. It did says that.
So do you believe you get some virgins when you go to heaven?
Yeah, because in the Quran it says that whatever you want in heaven, you will have it. Whatever.
So you
That's
want
what.
some virgins? Like some virgin pussy would be great in heaven, right?
Not really. If I don't want, like in there, you live your life according to the way you want it, right? There is no any rule or something. You live it the way you want. Yeah.
So if I converted to Islam though, and I got a reward in heaven, I could ask for like virgin pussy though, right?
Now, if you converted to Islam, that's not the problem. The problem is, will you be able to pass those tests? That is where the problem comes in. And then, talking about the virgin, it is not mentioned in the Quran. It has been mentioned in the Hadiths. Someone asked the Prophet if he could get up to 72 wives in heaven. And the Prophet answered him, yes, of course, if he wishes. Because whatever you want in heaven, you get it.
Well, sounds
Whatever.
like you can get virgin pussy if you want it in heaven.
But you said what?
I said, according to Muhammad, then you can get virgin pussy if you want it in heaven.
Yeah, if you want, you can get it. If you don't want, if it is not your will or your choice, you won't get it. Right? Whatever you
We know
want.
what somebody's thinking about, don't we?
Because in heaven, there is no rule. There is no, we can do anything. You are free to do everything.
Are you free to unalive other people if you want to?
But you are in heaven now, so you don't have that. There is no Satan there to even makes you go against.
So you can't
those
do whatever you want, can you?
No, but naturally we are pure. It depends on the economic system that made some people, so some of us being rude and stuffs like that. But in heaven, we are all pure, 100%. So you won't even think of such.
Oh, but you'll think of virgin pussy though, right?
Do you have problem with a man having 72 wives in heaven?
Yeah.
What's problem do you have with, or how is it
Well, the
bad?
problem is the religion is promising people virgin pussy as an eternal reward. I mean, if that's not like crazy and disgusting, I don't know what is.
Now this is what I'm saying. The religion, we are to follow Quran, right? Quran says whatever you want in heaven, you get it. Whatever. It doesn't state condition. So not even 72. You want 100 wives in heaven, of course you will get it.
Sounds like they're just promising you whatever you want in heaven. That way you'll do whatever they want in life.
That is it. In heaven, whatever you want, you get it. But here in this life, there are certain things that you wish to have, but you won't, right?
What a coincidence. Well, anyway, I call God unjust because of the things he does in the Bible.
Okay, what things has he done in the Bible?
He unalives innocent babies and has women raped all the time.
Oh, he unalive babies, little babies. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and has women raped, yeah.
Okay, supposing God decided to take a life of, let me say, 100 babies or more than that. According to you, you think God is unjust?
Yeah, because the babies didn't do anything. They're just babies. Baby
Yeah, of
murder
course
is always bad to me.
But now the question is, whatever has life, the life will be removed from it, right? Whatever has a life, one day surely it will lose that life. So now,
One day.
if it is God that decided to give those babies life, and he decided to take it at his own will. So what's the problem there? And now taking it, there may
He's
be a
giving
reason.
babies lives and then taking it away immediately? That's like sick. It's psychotic.
One of the reasons why he do that, maybe it is to test the parent to see how patient will they be.
What kind of test is that? I'm gonna bash your baby to pieces right in front of you to test you. What's the point of that test?
Okay, so now when he decided to take the life of the baby, is that not all? What if the babies now are in heaven? Will you still say God is unjust?
Yeah, because the baby didn't go to heaven. That's ridiculous. He's punishing the wicked here. Wicked people getting punished don't get to go to heaven.
If a baby passed away, for instance, if a baby died, of course he's going to heaven directly, without any interrogation or investigation.
Why do you say that?
Both Muslims and Christians believe. If a baby and under 18.
Well, you might believe that, but it's not backed up by anything. He's destroying wicked people here and their babies. Wicked people and their babies don't get to go to heaven. They inherited sin according to this book.
Oh, no. Wicked people won't go to heaven, but their babies, if if they are young, of course they are pure 100%, and they haven't done anything. So once
Then why
a
are they
person,
getting bashed to pieces?
okay, according to the
How can
Bible,
you
is it
call
God
this
that did,
justice?
is it God that did that or human?
God.
Okay, if it is God, He decided to take their lives. What is the
Okay, so
problem?
you're
No,
worshiping a God that bashes babies to pieces?
for those babies to be with Him, for those babies in particular to be with Him, there is only one way that they can go to Him, and of course, you know the way.
By being dashed to pieces against the wall?
Well, I don't know of that though. I didn't I have never heard of the story. But what I'm just
You want
trying
me
to
to
say
read it to
is
you?
that okay,
In verse 15 of Isaiah chapter 13, it says, "Whoever is found will be thrust through, and whoever is caught will fall by the sword. Their infants will be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses will be plundered, and their wives raped. See, I am stirring up the Medes against them, who have no regard for silver and do not delight in gold. Their bows will slaughter their young men. They will have no mercy on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes will not pity children."
okay,
I just realized I got my bad headset on. Crap, 2 seconds, man. So sorry. Let me get a. I have a faulty headset on. Sorry. Sorry, I had a bad headset on there. I had to swap it back out.
okay.
Yeah,
Are
this
you
is
there?
God having all these destructions put on these people.
It's fine. Well, I do understand the verse that you quoted, but I have no explanation for that because I told you, right? I'm not a Christian. I'm a Muslim.
Yeah, but you said you believe that God did the stuff in the Old Testament.
Yeah, but you know, in Islam, we believe that the Bible is a bit of corrupted. It is not all verses in the Bible that we believe.
That's
That's
why I
what.
asked you beforehand if you believed it or not.
Yeah, I do believe it is the word of God, but there are some certain things that we
Well,
don't
there you
believe.
go. Was that the word of God or not?
No, I don't believe that.
Oh, well. Sounds like you can just say you don't believe it if you don't like it, and you do believe it if you do like it.
No. That's not what that is not how is it. Like
Huh.
now, for instance, coming to the Quran, I believe the Quran completely is the word of God, right? Completely. Any verse that you quoted from the Quran, I can defend it and I can give you logical reasons why it is true. But in the Bible, we Muslims entirely, not only me, all over, we don't believe the Bible. We believe it comes from God, but there are some certain things that is being corrupted in the Bible.
So it comes from God, but it don't come from God.
It comes from God, but it has been corrupted. That is why Quran is our
Well, if it's been
final
corrupted,
revelation.
it didn't come from God. If it can be corrupted,
No, of course there are thousands of the Quran says God sends thousands of revelation before the Quran. So the Quran is the last and final revelation, and that is what we have to follow now, not the
so
previous.
corrupted version followed by a corrupted version followed by the actual version, the Quran, right?
Of course, because God promised to
That
protect the
would that
last
would make
revelation.
y'all's version the most corrupted if it's based on two prior corrupted versions.
Why how? I don't get it.
Because you're the last in the line of an already corrupted doctrine.
Yeah, even it is, and even if it is not, even
Yeah,
if
that
it is
means
not,
you're the most corrupted. You've based your doctrine and book on a corrupted religion.
not that.
You don't
Even
have
if
to
the
believe this stuff. Well, like we need more atheists. I think you would make a good one.
no, listen. Even if the Bible is not corrupted, we don't have to use it now. We have to use the last revelation,
Ugh.
the last revelation. not the
Yeah,
previous
this is why
ones.
I don't usually argue with Muslims. That's why, like, I asked you if you believed the Old Testament, and you said yeah. And then when something came up you didn't like, you just said it's corrupted. So I mean, there's no real point in debating
Right.
because there's no authority. I really don't know the Quran that well, and there's no authority we can argue with each other on. So,
All right.
but yeah, I hope you have a Merry Christmas though. I don't know if
All
y'all.
right.
I guess y'all don't do Christmas, so. But maybe Muhammad has a birthday on. Uh, maybe there's like a day y'all can pick for his birthday and worship Muhammad on the birthday y'all made up for him. That's what Christians do. You know, if you like, just for example, if you like Easter, you can just be like, "Hey, this is Muhammad's birthday now," and you can take that because it's fair game, I think. But anyway, all right. Well, let's try. Well, the queue is empty this Christmas right now. I had no idea what to expect today. There's a ton of people. There's 80 people here, really. Oh crap! Thank you, Jennifer. I keep forgetting that because it changed the thing on me. Anyway, yeah, TikTok loves gifts, y'all. That is the number one way to support the channel is through gifts. Turns out if you give TikTok money, they prioritize your algorithm pretty highly. So that's definitely the best way. But it is if you are like me and you cannot afford 15 or 20 pennies, then just tap the screen and share it out. That helps immensely. Just throw some comments in there. All these things push the algorithm and get us some good debates in here. So, well, oh, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, the gifts definitely help. Thank you, a flower. Hell yeah, I appreciate that. It is a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And if you're a Christian and you want to come up and civilly debate, please do that. You are who we like to talk to. We need some more atheists over here. So we got to try to debate people so they can. 1,403 followers. I did it. I passed it. It is a Merry Yuletide blessing. Merry Hanukkah and Saturnalia and Christmas. Some Christians actually do think this is the day Jesus was born on. They really think that. But anyway, it's been an awesome Christmas stream so far. But we need some Christians in the queue to debate us on. That's what we do on this channel. We debate Christians. Civilly, of course. Thanks so much for the heart. If you've never been here before, that's what I do is debate Christians. And I do it civilly. The only thing I ask here is that whatever you want to argue, stay on point and be capable of a conversation like two freaking adults. That's all I ask. Of course, TikTok banned some language, so there's nothing I can do about that. But this is a free platform. If you want to come up here and say whatever you want, as long as it's on topic and you're not calling me names while I'm talking for the 5th time in a row, we will have a great conversation. We always do, though. And also, there's a 2U channel that is also Apostate Ape. I put all these replays on there. I have a ton of content on my very underappreciated YouTube page. So if y'all want to check that out, please do that. We have some amazing shows on there, but we usually always have a good one. And it's a major holiday right now, of course, so I'm not sure. So far, the day's been just fine. Lots of people in here. Lots of pretty good people to talk to in the debate queue there. So I've still got a little while. I'll devote to the stream here too. So come on up and debate us if you're a Christian and you want to talk. If you can defend your faith, you're who we want to talk to. What's up? What's up? Thank you for all the likes and follows and stuff. I appreciate that. We'll get a debate opponent in here in a minute. Undoubtedly, we always do. Hardly ever have to wait very long. Sometimes we do. Maybe Christmas is an exception though, so I don't know. But so far, it's been an awesome stream. Ton of people in here, and I really had no idea what to expect. Narrow is the way to debate. Narrow as the gate of heaven, that few will enter. It's always funny. Jesus is like, the gate is narrow to heaven, and few will enter. Not everyone who cries out, Lord, oh Lord, will get to heaven. Then you have Paul pop up. Hey, everyone who cries out, oh Lord, will get to heaven. Everybody's like, oh, that's great, Paul. Let's listen to him. Paul's the one that had it right, not Jesus. It's crazy how many people listen to Paul over Jesus. But then again, Paul's way's a hell of a lot easier than Jesus's, so it kind of makes sense, don't it? Anyway, guys, if y'all a Christian, jump on in here. We'll prioritize the debate. Otherwise, I think we'll do some biblical reading here on the reason for the season. On the reason for the season, Jesus and his bogus birth narrative. You can read both of them in less than 10 minutes, probably. Wouldn't be too bad. But if you've never read the birth narratives from Matthew and Luke and compared them, it's pretty fun to do. XTC. Maybe somebody's here to debate that.
No,
XT, you there?
yo, buddy, I want to just understand your position. What do you believe in?
Well, sure. Are you over 18?
Oh, yeah, I'm 22, bro.
Cool. Are you a Christian?
Yep. Trinitarian
Awesome.
Pentecostal.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just an atheist. I was a Christian until I was almost 30 years old and left the faith.
Why'd you leave, man?
Several reasons. I started studying the Bible and I did not like what I saw. I just like to sin, and I got pretty mad at God when I discovered some of the things he was doing to people in the book here.
Like what? Name one of them.
Like dashing babies to pieces and having women raped. Didn't sit well with me at all.
Oh, so you're one of those people that say that God committed genocide, right?
Yeah, he did.
All right. So can you go to Deuteronomy, explain why God actually told his Israelites to do what he said to do?
In which part?
Because a lot of people like to say, oh, God did this, God did that. They actually don't understand the story, why that happened. So you can go there.
Well, which story are you talking about?
Let's start with Deuteronomy first. And then Deuteronomy
Which part of it?
20. Deuteronomy 20. And also make a comment as well. Do like Deuteronomy 12, and then we start with that. But let's start with Deuteronomy 20 for first, yeah.
Okay. Rules of warfare.
All right, so God is saying, when you go to war against your enemies, he's saying, see the horses and chariots and army, and the larger than your own. You shall not be afraid of them, for the Lord God is with you. He brought you out of the land of Egypt. And just to spare time, God's letting them know, like, God's with you. You don't have to fear them. I'm going to be with you. And he says, hear, O Israel, today you will be drawn near to the final battle, to the battle against your enemies. Let not your heart faint. Do not fear, panic. Do not be in dread, for the Lord God is going to go with you, and you will basically win the victory. Do you know what Pharaoh did to the firstborns of Hebrew?
He didn't do anything. God did, though.
You don't know what Pharaoh did to the firstborn of Hebrews?
You think the 10th plague of Egypt was caused by the Pharaoh?
All right. Okay, let me read Exodus 1 for you. Here, look at this.
Well, hold on. Let's stay in Deuteronomy 20 here, but we don't have to go reading Exodus yet.
Cool.
But I'm just saying, the 10th plague of Egypt, the unaliving of the firstborn, God ordered that, not the Pharaoh.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't understand why you said the Pharaoh did it.
No, I never said the Pharaoh did anything. I said that
You asked me what the Pharaoh did to the firstborn of Egypt.
Yeah, what did he do to the firstborn of Hebrews? The Hebrew
Firstborn of
firstborns.
Hebrews.
Hebrew firstborns.
He didn't do anything to the Hebrew firstborns.
All right, so let me just show you. Let me see if I can turn my camera. Can I turn my camera on? Yeah, let me turn my camera on. What's up?
Possibly.
There you go. Can you see the screen? Wait, sorry.
Negative.
All right, so
You
this
just tell me what it is. I got a computer in front of me.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, so this is what. Let's go to. All right, so this is Exodus
What-
1:15.
Well, before you read that, what was the point of Deuteronomy 20 here? What was you getting at?
I'm gonna explain why God did what He did. So it says here, and the king of Egypt said to the Hebrew midwives, this is Pharaoh, one of the whom was named Shiphrah, I don't know if I'm butchering that, and Puah. When you serve as midwife to the Hebrew women and see them on the birth stool, if it is a son, you shall kill him. But if it's a daughter, you shall let him live. But as the midwives feared God and did not do as the king commanded, but let their male children live, so the king of Egypt called the midwives and said to them, why have you done this, and let their male children live? The midwife said to Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women, for they are vigorous and give birth before the midwife comes to them. So God dealt with the midwives, and the people multiplied and grew very strong. And because the midwives feared God, he gave them families. Then the Pharaoh commanded all his people, every son that is born to Hebrews, you shall cast into the Nile, but you shall let every daughter live. You understand what he just said there?
Yeah.
So what did the Egyptian king do? What did he commanded?
He commanded something. Did that actually happen?
No, but I'm just saying, did he command it?
Sounded like it.
Yeah. Do you want to keep on reading,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah. How about Exodus 4 where it says God hardened the Pharaoh's heart so he would not let the people go?
Exactly. Why did God harden?
So God is making the Pharaoh do all this stuff
Why did God harden the Pharaoh's heart?
for his own glory. That's why I call God a narcissist.
He hardened the Pharaoh's heart to show his power.
So he would not let the people go, and this was all to display his power and glory.
Exactly. So this
Exactly. He's a big giant narcissist.
He displayed his power. He displayed his power for them to know and to see that God is not a fake. God is not a player. He has power, and he has come to deliver them. And this is how he showed his power. So he hardened the
That's why
Pharaoh's.
God's a big giant narcissist.
How is he a narcissist?
Because he's doing this just to flex his power. He is unaliving people and controlling them and causing suffering just so he can show everybody how cool he is. That's called a narcissist and a psycho.
So God hardened the Pharaoh's heart to display his power to the Israelites so that they can see the power of God. That's wrong?
Yeah.
How is that wrong?
I mean, I would think it would be obvious, but it's wrong because he is controlling people and causing death and suffering to display his own powers.
So how do you want him to display?
If you want an example of that, it would be like, say I just graduated surgery school and I think I'm this amazing surgeon. I'm the best surgeon that ever lived. And I want to show everybody how good of a surgeon I am. So I take a couple samurai swords and slice a guy up so I can show everybody how good I can sew him back together. That sounds pretty messed up, don't it?
Did you not hear what I said?
Did you hear what I said?
I heard exactly what you said. But God showed his power in a very miraculous way so that they can believe. You're an atheist. So I understand your point of view where you're more of a seer than of a person of just going to believe and let someone tell you, oh, like God exists. But you want to see something, right? You would rather see the power of God.
I want to see God not being a psychotic narcissist.
Yeah. But that's exactly what the Pharaohs did by ordering the killing of all the Hebrew
because
babies.
God made him do that.
God didn't make him do that.
Yes, he did. It says he hardened the Pharaoh's heart so he would not let the people go. The only logical inference is Pharaoh would have probably let the people go otherwise.
No, but
God made him keep them and then unalived a bunch of babies as a result.
Yeah, but
it's disgusting.
We're in the Bible. Does it say that God made him do that?
It says it in Exodus several times. It starts in Exodus 4.
It doesn't. It's never said in the Bible that God made him do that, bro.
Yes, it does. It says he hardened the Pharaoh's heart so he would not let them go. That is literally saying
Yes.
that he hardened his heart so that he would not let them go. That is controlling him.
So he would not let them go. Where did it say
Yep. In
God?
verse 11, it says, the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh will not listen to you in order that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron performed all these wonders before the Pharaoh, but the Lord hardened the Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go out of his land. Like, God is literally controlling the Pharaoh.
Okay, but you just said that you basically insisted that God did it. God did it. If
You
I
heard
to,
what I
if
just
I
read,
if
right?
I hardened your heart, if I said to you, yo, what's your name? Sorry, if Ape, I'll call you Ape, right? I said, Ape,
Yeah.
Ape, listen, bro, don't let these people go, bro. Don't let them go. Whatever you do, don't let them go. And then you're telling me, okay, I'm not gonna let them go. And you're the one that's insisting to eliminate all the Hebrew firstborns except for the daughters. Is it me that's doing that, or is it that you that's doing that?
It is God who is the all-powerful, all-knowing ruler of the universe is who it is.
I never said God, bro. I said I'm putting in a. I'm making.
I know. That's what the book says
I said
over and
you.
over and over again.
No, but I said you.
If God
I
is
told you
hardening
not
my
to,
heart so I will not let people go, then I'm not letting them go because God hardened my heart. It's God's fault, not mine.
no, but bro, you're backtracing, bro. Come on, answer the question. If I
No, I'm
told you
not.
not
I
to let the
just
people
did.
go, no, but if I told you not to let the people go, and you're the one that's saying, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna let them go, and you insisted to kill all the first
Wow.
Hebrew firstborns, who's doing it, me or you? You.
You're trying to put the choice as the last one, but this is God making him make that choice. Is the part you refuse to address.
God never made him do anything.
Yes, he did. He hardened his heart so he would not let them go. God literally made him not let them go. Yes.
But what does it? You just made the point. What does it mean?
I just read the book. The words are incredibly simple.
No, read that one more time. Say that one more time. Say that one more time. God hardened his heart.
Read it.
Wait.
I will read it.
Cool.
I will read it. The Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh will not listen to you in order that my wonders may be multiplied in the land. Moses and Aaron performed all these wonders before the Pharaoh, but the Lord hardened the Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go out of his land.
Yes. Why did he harden his heart?
You understand the words there, right?
Yes, but why did he harden his heart?
In order that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. It's telling you why.
So it doesn't say that God hardened his heart for him to kill the firstborns, right?
That part's above it. You want me to read that for you?
Come on, bro. Come on, man. You know what
Are you serious?
What we doing here, man?
I'm reading it to you, and you're denying what it says, what we're doing here.
I'm not. You just read it.
Yes, you are. How do you not understand such simple, straightforward words?
Bro. Guys, am I tripping right now? It literally says God hardened his heart.
You are.
God hardened his heart because he wanted to show his glory, right?
Yeah.
That's what you said. That's what you said, not me. That's what
the book says. I read it for you, and then you're like, no, that's not what it says. Like, I'm literally reading it.
So where in the verse does it say God hardened his heart for him to make the first move to kill the firstborns?
Oh my God. So if I read that for you right now, are you going to address that God's doing this?
Oh my days, bro. I don't, bro.
Yeah, all my days too. I do this every day, and this is the denial that I hear up here is insane.
But do you? Okay, let me just read it one more time, bro, because I don't know if you're understanding it.
All right, I'm gonna read. Yeah, I'm the one not understanding here. Okay, I'm gonna read the whole little verse here in the entirety, just so you know, just so everybody's clear here on what's going on. Okay, you ready? It says, Moses said, "Thus says the Lord, about midnight I will go out through Egypt. Every firstborn in the land of Egypt shall unalive." So God is saying He's gonna go out and unalive the baby Egypt here. From the firstborn of the Pharaoh who sits on, from the firstborn of his throne who sits on the firstborn of the female slave who is behind the handmill, all of the firstborn of the livestock.
And that's
Then there will be a loud. Will you stop talking while I'm reading this?
sorry, bro.
It says, you're all right. It says, then there will be a loud cry throughout the whole land of Egypt, such as never been or will ever be again. But not a dog shall growl at any of the Israelites, not at people, not at animals, so that you may know that the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel. Then all these officials of yours shall come down to me and bow to me, saying, leave us, and all you people who will follow. After that, I will leave. And in hot anger, he left the Pharaoh. The Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh will not listen to you in order that my wonders be multiplied in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron performed all these wonders before the Pharaoh, but the Lord hardened the Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go out of his land.
Boom. And that's Exodus what?
Exodus chapter 11.
Bam. And what is Exodus 1?
Bam.
Wait. Bro, you're making my point. This is Exodus 1:15 to 22.
I'm making your point.
Look at this. Just read it, bro. Read it. I'm not reading on myself. I'm reading.
Read what?
Look. So God dealt with because of the midwives, feared God. He gave them families. Then this is not after the chapter you read. This is before. Then
yeah, I know that.
Then Pharaoh commanded all his people, every son that is born of to Hebrews, you shall cast into the Nile, but you shall let every daughter live. Who commanded the first?
That's the Pharaoh.
Boom. So why did God avenge
So
it?
second, after that, who commanded all the firstborn of Egypt to be unalived?
It's God, because it's a vengeance.
Oh, bam!
Because God is the God of vengeance.
So God is the baby murderer here.
God is the God of vengeance. That's exactly what happened.
So God's murdering a bunch of babies because he hardened the Pharaoh's heart, and the Pharaoh wouldn't let the people go. So the Pharaoh did what God made him do, and then God got mad and unalived a bunch of babies.
Bro, you're adding words in the Bible. You just said.
No, I'm not.
Can I just finish?
Just read it.
This is what you just said. This is what you just said. So
I
God,
know what I just said.
Yeah. God unalived the kids because he hardened the Pharaoh's heart. It doesn't say that in the Bible.
Yep.
It said that God hardened the Pharaoh's
God. You are just lying now.
Bro, it says God hardened the Pharaoh's heart.
You're lying on the book. You're lying on the Bible.
Bro, look, it's right. It's literally right in front of you. How am I lying?
I've literally read it like 5 times already, and you refuse to address these actual words.
Guys, what does it say here? Does it say that God hardened the Pharaoh's heart to kill the kids? Or does it say, but the Lord hardened the Pharaoh, and he did not listen as the Lord spoke to Moses?
He made him not listen.
Yes, but did it say he made him kill the kids?
Hello?
God
did it.
But did it say he made him kill the kids after he hardened the Pharaoh's heart?
Did he unalive all the firstborn of Egypt?
Oh, bro, just answer the question, then I'll answer you.
Did he unalive all the firstborn of Egypt?
Why? Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Oh, he did do it. Oh,
yes,
okay. So,
but why? Why?
Because he hardened the Pharaoh's heart, and the Pharaoh, because the Pharaoh wouldn't let them go. So God did this. This was the 10th plague.
Guys. Where in the verse does it say that God hardened the Pharaoh's heart, so he made them kill him?
It says, verse 10, but the Lord hardened the Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go out of his land. And so God implemented the 10th plague, didn't he?
Bro, stop adding words. You just read the verse.
Oh,
but the Lord, but the
Lord,
know
what? Everybody knows you're lying, dude. I think you've demonstrated thoroughly that you refuse to address what's actually going on here. Congratulations. Merry Christmas. All right, let's bring up somebody who will address the actual words here, hopefully. Oh, before we do that, let me check something real quick. 1403, we are killing it today. Yeah, I agree. He has 0 reading comprehension at all. How many times do I have to read that it says the Lord hardened his heart? And you're going to sit here and say he didn't harden the Pharaoh's heart. It's insanity, man. Oh, man. It's rough. It's rough out there. Holy crap. The queue is quite full. Well, apparently Christmas streams are the way to go. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Yule. Happy Festivus. Saturnalias. All that stuff. All right. Well, let's try the next one. Maybe we can get somebody in here who will address what it actually says. XTC. I post all the replays on my YouTube channel, so you can rip it and clip it after I put the replay up here. Hopefully you'll go back and listen to your damn self and listen to me read this to you 10 times and you not address what it actually says. Or the actual point, for that matter. Anyway, it'll be there for you. Do what you want. Do what you will. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Who was the next one? This might not have, he might not have requested up on purpose. Yeah, I don't think so. Well, well, it's just the same guy that I just kicked back in the box. Servant, you can't come up. XTC. I think my generosity ends in explaining something for the 5th or 6th time and you still don't pay attention, so. Yes, it is. That's exactly why. Maybe one day you'll... What? All right. Anyway, if you are a Christian and you want to debate us on one of these topics up here, and you are capable of having a conversation like adults, you are who we want to talk to. Good Lord. Come on through. Alright, well, the only 2 people in the queue are the 2 that I'm not bringing up at the moment, so I guess we'll have to give it another minute. Anyway, I definitely passed 1,400 followers. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, so, hold on, let me look at something real quick. We'll do a quick follow-up. The first pastor. I guess it wouldn't matter. Well, I was going to say that, well, he admitted that God was unaliving all the babies in the 10th plague, but, never mind that part. Never mind that part. Anyway, come on through, Christians, and give us a good debate here. Good conversations. Thank you, Timu Gandalf. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the engagement today. It's been a crazy good live. Y'all tap that screen for me. Keep the algorithm flowing here. Keep us pushing out into the world so we get some more good debates in here. We love debating. Here's the reason for the season. Saturnalias and solstices. Yuletide carols. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll give it just another minute or 2 here and see if we get some opposition in here to debate, which I'm sure we will. It's been a pretty good day so far. Not a great day for finding great conversations, but we've definitely had some debates in here so far. Been a ton of people in here so far too, even on Christmas. Christmas debates. Christmas is here. This is my 51st day in a row of these live streams now, with no end in sight. Hopefully, undoubtedly the streak will end at some point, I guess, but not anytime soon here. Hopefully. That Virgin Mary's son. Well, yeah. Virgins aren't usually pregnant, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, if y'all don't mind, y'all tap that screen for me. Keep with the comments, keep with the reshares. All this helps the algorithm. That way we can get a whole bunch of people in here and a bunch of Christians to debate on Christmas. The good old Christmas. Thank you for the follow there. I appreciate y'all. Jesus loves. Oh man, we can just sit here and read the Christmas comments. It'd be fun for a thing there. Anyway, here in just a minute, if we don't get a debate opponent in here, then what we will do is read some Jesus birth narratives. Yeah, I agree, Trud. We refuse to address the words. Words never have any meanings. Thank you, I appreciate that. Gifts are the number one way to support the page. Not just monetarily, but the fact that you give TikTok money, turns out they love that and tend to prioritize channels who's got people throwing money in there. So we'll read, I'll tell you what, we'll read a couple parts and then we'll let somebody interrupt if we get somebody in here. But we are going to read the birth narratives of Jesus. Let's see, let me get on this one here. All right. So let's start with your boy, Matthew. What does Matthew say that happens to establish this bogus birth narrative of Jesus? Why are they even saying that Jesus is born from a virgin? Well, the answer is quite simple, actually. They don't know how to read Hebrew. So they read the Greek Septuagint and mistranslated some of the words because they didn't understand the semantic ranges of the words. So they're pulling all of this from Isaiah chapter 7. And the New Testament words it as, "Behold, a virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and you shall call him Emmanuel." So that's the New Testament wording. But in actual Hebrew, it doesn't even say that. It says, "A young woman is with child and she'll give birth to a son." So it says, "Ha'ama hurrah," which means a young woman is pregnant. The New Testament read that is, a virgin will become pregnant later. So obviously it's a very bad reading because Isaiah chapter 7 is a prophecy about the Assyrian invasion. It doesn't have anything to do with a virgin giving birth to a Messiah. So doesn't look good that the Old Testament thinks that's the case. So it looks pretty rough for them. Anyway, let's do a little reading here and figure out what Matthew has going down here. So we all know the stories, right? And a lot of it comes from Matthew. but some of it don't. As a matter of fact, a lot of the story in Luke gets discarded in favor of Matthew's stories, except the parts that kind of make it somewhat iconic, I guess. Made a giant poo-poo of this story. Here's what it did. It says, now the birth of Jesus, the Messiah, took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been engaged to Joseph, but before they lived together, she was found to be pregnant from the Holy Spirit. Her husband Joseph, being a righteous man and unwilling to expose her to public disgrace, planned to divorce her quietly. But just when he had resolved to do this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, for the child conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet. Look, the virgin shall become pregnant and shall give birth to a son, and they shall name him Emmanuel. So, wait a minute. This says, you are to name him Jesus. The prophecy says, they shall name him Emmanuel. Let me read that one more time here. Maybe I didn't say that right. You are to name him Jesus. Look, you shall name him Emmanuel. Something's not adding up there, is it? Jesus isn't the name Emmanuel, which means God is with us. When Joseph awoke from the sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. He took her as his wife, but he had no marital relations with her until she had given birth to a son, and he named him Jesus. Prophecy says, you shall give birth to a son, and you shall name him Emmanuel. It says, you shall give birth to a son, and you shall name him Jebus. Yeah, that doesn't sound quite right. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me here. All right. Let me make sure. All right. If you're a Christian, feel free to interrupt here with a debate. The visit of the Magi, Matthew chapter 2. In the time of Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, Magi came from the east, came to Jerusalem asking, where is the child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star in the east, and we have come to pay him homage. When King Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all of Jerusalem with him, and calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They told him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for it is written by the prophet, and you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means the least among the rulers of Judah. From you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people, Israel. So we have another quote of a prophecy being fulfilled in this birth narrative of Jesus from the Old Testament. And that one is from Micah chapter 5. And again, the wording seems to get shifted just a bit in the New Testament there. You know what I mean? It turns out they shift the words around a lot here for some reason. I don't know why they do that. I can't imagine why they would change words. It's almost like they want to suit their own narrative, but certainly they wouldn't change the word of the Lord. But if you actually read Micah 5 in the Old Testament, it says, but you, O Bethlehem of Ephrathah, who are one of the little clans of Judah, from you one shall come forth from you one who is to rule in Israel. So that's saying Bethlehem is a clan, not a town. So again, Matthew is shifting these words just a little bit. I have no idea why he would do such a thing. Anyway, let's read on. Then Herod secretly called for the Magi and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word so that I may go and pay him homage. When they had heard the king, they set out, and there, ahead of them, went the star that they had seen in the east, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, And they knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chest, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left their own country by another road. So this didn't say anything about a manger. This said they was in a house, and they saw Jesus in a house. So no mention of a manger there at all. Now, after they had left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Get up! Take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt and remain there until I tell you, for Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him." Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother by night and went to Egypt and remained there until the unalignment of Herod. This was to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet. "Out of Egypt I've called my son." And we have another quote here. All right, so we might be getting interrupted here, maybe. Let's see. If not, where'd I get to here? Escape to Egypt. All right, I'll remember that, just in case something don't pan out here. All right. Let's see if we got maybe. If they canceled it, why doesn't it go away? Yeah, I guess not. Shin Rogue, are you there?
I didn't mean to request.
Oh, no worries. I'll drop you back here. Happens all the time. No worries, no worries. All right. Moving on. Oh, not moving on. Out of Egypt I have called my son. So what Matthew has done there to make Jesus fulfill this prophecy, supposedly about coming out of Egypt, he has cherry-picked half of a man's sentence from the Old Testament, being in Hosea 11. And if you actually read that whole thing, it says, "When Israel was a child, I loved him. And out of Egypt I called my son." The more I called for them, the more they went from me. And they kept sacrificing to the Baals and offering incense to idols. So clearly, that's an Exodus narrative. It is not a prophecy about anything. It's a retelling of the Exodus. And it's clearly about Israel. And unless you think Jesus sacrificed to Baals and offered incense to idols, then Matthew saying this is a prophecy about Jesus is quite ludicrous. Anyway, maybe we got one. Constantine, you there?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Are you over 18?
Yep. 45 Christian God of the Bible.
Okay, cool. So which one of these topics you want to debate us on today?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Which one of these topics you want to debate us on today?
I don't know. Pick one.
You pick one.
We'll see. What do we got?
Which one's the hill you're most willing to die on?
I can't. It says host above the first one, so I can't read the first letter. Debate a former Christian. Okay. Jesus was a delusional preacher, not a Messiah. Okay, we'll try that.
You want to try that one?
What else you got up there?
Oh.
Man, I can't see. God is an unjust narcissist. We can do that one. Liar. Jesus fulfills zero prophecy. I guess we can do whichever one, man.
Well, it's up to you. I'd prefer you pick the one that you feel the most strongly about.
I don't know. Let's go with the first one. Just go in order.
Jesus was a delusional preacher, not a Messiah. Okay, cool. So yeah, a Messiah is a literal king according to the Old Testament. So when was Jesus ever a king?
Yeah, when you say literal Messiah, do you mean messianic figure in the context of old kingship? Because what it is to say is, if I say that Christ as a Messiah or anointed one carries much more weight in the context of Malachi or Ezekiel 23 as a figure in who will be set before the face of God. So when you say anointed one, is that a role or is that an ontology?
That's a role. Like only kings and priests get anointed in the Old Testament. So
Right.
you
So if
either
it's
have to be
just
a
a
king
role,
or a
it's not,
priest.
so it's not limited to an ontology, right? So if it's to
Well,
say
it's
that I will
limited
set my
to
face,
having to be a king or a priest.
yeah, or the messianic role doesn't need to be limited specifically to a human agency. In fact, it can be theophanic.
According to what?
According into Exodus 23, according into Malachi 3:1, according into Isaiah 40, I will set a messenger before you. And then we say a Messiah, it just means anointed one. So it doesn't necessarily carry the role of kingship. It carries the role of someone who is
Sure it
anointed
does.
and chosen for a specific task. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
I
it
told
does.
you it's a task. It's not an ontology.
Isaiah
So it's
chapter
not limited or
40,
restricted.
the prophet is the messenger who's going out before them, not
Yeah,
the
right.
Messiah.
Right. We'll
There's
say
only
prophet, messenger.
one named Messiah in the entire book of Isaiah, and it's not even somebody who serves Yahweh.
Are you talking about Cyrus?
Yeah,
Yeah. So why do you think that Messiah is a limited or restricted term that is specifically for kingship?
what else would Cyrus be besides a king or a priest? He's a king, clearly.
Yeah. Are you aware though? See, I don't think you're really answering the question. Like, what is it that is restricted to the messianic title for a specific role for kings? Where is that in the text? Because there's a category error you're making.
Because every time that it describes a Messiah, it's always a king.
Right. So, but there's an identity problem.
Right.
And so
I don't see one.
so Messiah being restricted to kings only. So if I just say Mashiach, that Hebrew name simply applies to anointed one. So by title alone, there's non-kingly messiahs in the Old Testament. There's
Priest.
priests, there's Leviticus, there's prophets, there's foreign rulers. So
Prophets
earlier you
don't get
said,
anointed though,
oh, wait a minute, are you sure Elisha
unless
isn't
they're
anointed?
also a priest. Yeah, unless they're
So
also a
Elisha,
priest.
wait a minute, is Elisha anointed?
Is he a priest?
Okay, is he a prophet? He's a
Is he a
prophet.
priest? Is he
No,
a priest?
so you just said kings were the only ones that were anointed, and then I said
No, I
Levitical
said
priests,
kings
and then I
and
said
priests.
prophets, then I said
I said kings
foreign
and
rulers.
priests.
Like, okay, so you're already wrong. So the claim that the Messiah
Okay.
is king only is just exaggeratingly indefensible, bro.
Okay.
Royal Messiah, priestly Messiah, prophetic Messiah. So the
All
Messiah
right.
is
Well, show us a Messiah who's not a king that actually describes a Messiah
yeah,
in that context.
yeah, Elisha.
In a messianic prophecy.
Elijah was anointed, so that's a prophet.
Was he a priest?
He was a prophet. Did you just hear what I said?
Was he a priest? Why can't you answer a question?
I did just answer that. You just made a claim
So
that
you said
that was
no,
only
he's not a
restricted to
priest. Is that what
kings.
you said? Did you
No,
say
I
he's
didn't
not
say
a
that.
priest?
No, I just
Okay,
said
if he's a
not.
priest, then he got anointed for priesthood, not prophethood.
Okay, so right, so it's not just restricted to kings.
Right.
Good. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I already said that. Are you listening?
yeah, so in other words, second, like yeah, but
Wow.
that just deflates your claim. Your claim was that it was limited
No,
to
it
kings,
doesn't.
and then I brought up another
I said
category.
an anointed one
Are you
is either a
waffling,
king
bro?
or a priest. That was the first thing I said.
Okay, so within that royal Messiah, that Davidic line, that priestly Messiah, and then the first century Jewish expectations, what did they include?
What?
Yeah, so what did they include? If you're just relating the messianic figure to a type of task
Yeah,
or
it's
role,
a king. All these Messiah roles that the New Testament claims Jesus fulfills is about being a king, an actual king.
right? Yeah, but then again, there you go again, unless it's a priest, right? So it's not limited specifically to kings.
The messianic prophecies are about a king. You need to listen better, man.
Wait a minute, all messianic prophecies are about a king?
If they
what
are
about Isaiah
messianic
53? That's crazy.
prophecies
That's
about a coming king, they're about the coming Messiah. That is what the New Testament is saying.
right,
Jesus
coming
is.
Messiah,
That's why I
suffering
am saying
servant.
that. So if you would
Would
please
that also
listen, that would be great.
dude, don't freak out. Would that also be like a coming Messiah, the suffering servant, or the servant songs?
That's not about a Messiah.
What do you mean it's not about a Messiah? The suffering servant's not a Messiah figure. It's not a
Isaiah
messianic
53?
figure. Yeah, is that not a suffering servant and a messianic
it's not about
figure?
a Messiah. No.
Okay, cool. Let's go through that.
Okay. You ever read chapter 52?
Yeah, we read them all.
Then how do you not know that the servant who's suffering is Israel?
Yeah, because the language switches from the plural to the third person singular, as well as Isaiah
And
53:8.
it does
How is
that a
let me
thousand
ask you this,
times in the Old Testament.
right, Craig? Let me ask you this: if it is the collective singular for Israel, how is Israel supposed to die for Israel in order to be saved for Israel, so Israel can
They're
live, so
being
they can die?
chastised for their sins. It says
No, no,
this
no, no, no.
over and
That's
over
not
and
what
over again.
that's not what the text says.
Yeah, it
How
is.
is Israel
Yeah, it
supposed to be
is.
stricken for Israel and die for Israel so Israel can be saved? Do they have to
The
delete themselves
captives.
entirely?
The captives. The captives.
You're a fool. So Isaiah 53:8, Israel has to die for Israel in order for Israel to be saved? That's a total contradiction, bro.
Have you ever read Isaiah?
Yeah, just go to verse 8. Ask me, well, how does it work,
Verse
bro?
8 of what?
Is Israel supposed to die for Israel in order for Israel to be saved? Yes or
Yeah,
no?
it tells you in chapter 52.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know
Israel's
why you
supposed to
can't
commit
listen and
genocide so Israel can be saved?
listen, you're gonna have to quit. You're gonna have to quit screaming at me, dude, and have an actual conversation here. That would be
Dude,
great.
don't panic. Don't panic. Is
Okay,
Israel supposed to die for Israel?
I'm panicking hard right now. Wow, really panicking hard right now. Yeah, just going absolute crazy. You know. I think that's what they do. They start telling you not to freak out when you're just sitting there talking like it's like it makes them sound like they know what they're talking about. Like, holy shit. Anyway, if you can't actually have a conversation, which is the one and only actual stipulation I have for being up here, then sorry, you can't stay up here, man. All right, so now let me clear up how I know that the suffering servant is in fact Israel. Maybe because it says it over and over and over again. Chapter 41, the servant is Israel. Chapter 42, you are my witnesses, says the Lord, and my servant. So the servant is multiple people, the witnesses, as it says in chapter 50. The suffering ones will be comforted. The ones who are wounded and who are suffering are multiple peoples. The suffering ones, those who are wounded, those who are wounded. Who is wounded? Those, not he. Like, you can literally sit here and be shown all, but you actually got to read it. And the most important part in chapter 52 is it tells you who is seeing the servant and when the day of salvation happens. Like, yeah, it tells you all this verbatim. So, trying to sit here and say this is about Jesus just makes you look silly, especially when every time I try to say something, you just cackle and then say I'm panicking, which is pretty damn sad. Yeah, let's try the next one here. Life before Adam, are you there? Hello?
Yes.
Oh, what's up, bud? Are you over 18?
Yes.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Awesome. So which one of these topics you want to debate us on today?
Were you a former Christian?
Yeah.
What happened?
I actually studied the Bible and read some of the stuff that God does, so I stopped worshiping him.
So you used to believe there was a creator?
Yeah. I was a Christian most of my life.
But you believed there was a creator?
Yeah.
Why did you believe there was a creator?
Because I was indoctrinated.
No, but besides that, why did you think there was a God?
That was the only reason. That and faith.
So do you appreciate being alive?
Yeah, it's all right.
Not a big deal?
It's all right. Yeah, I like it.
So do you have gratitude every day?
Yeah.
So I would say then clearly you're happy to be alive.
Sure, I'm happy to be alive.
And you're optimistic?
I guess. What's the point here?
I'm trying to see where your moral compass is.
My moral compass says it's always bad to unalive innocent babies and have women great. Which
Or
God of the Bible don't seem to have a problem with that.
Are you worried about the babies?
Yeah.
So do you belong to an organization that's saving the babies?
What are you talking about?
Well, you're really into babies, right?
I'm really into babies not being unalived by a god that I worship.
So again, are you part of a national organization to help babies?
No.
Why not? Don't you want to save the
Because
babies?
these babies were unalive thousands of years ago.
Oh, don't worry about those babies. I'm
What
talking about.
organization's going to save these babies from your god?
Don't worry about those babies. Those babies are long gone. How about the babies today?
Yeah, because your god unalived them. Maybe you could address that. Are you part of
I
a
don't.
national
I don't.
organization that disposes of babies?
Yes, I am. I am part of the Save the Baby
You
Fund.
are? Oh, no, that's not what I meant. The Save the Baby Fund. Did you just make that up?
No, that is a real legit organization.
Oh, well, it sounds great. If you love babies so much, you should worship this God, because this God unalives a bunch of babies.
Okay, let me tell you something about God. Okay, God's tough, okay? And the whole thing in the past, it was about God showing how tough he was.
Yeah, it's so tough that he unalives innocent babies and has.
Hey, dude, it wasn't my call.
Pregnant women run through with a sword.
I know how you feel, dude. It wasn't my call.
I'm not saying it was your call. I'm saying it was your God's call.
Yeah, but what's your choice? You just gonna say there's no God because he's a douchebag?
Well, even if there was a God and this was it, I'm not worshiping a douchebag. Yeah.
Okay, theoretically, if there's a judgment day and God says, serve me or go to that lake of fire, you're going to say, okay, yes, God, I'll do whatever you say, God. I don't want to burn. So we're all victims of God.
No,
do you understand that? We're
No,
all
I grew up fine and
prisoners.
said, screw that. I'm not scared of this boogeyman hill story.
He doesn't want you scared. That's the thing. You don't
You're
understand.
a prisoner.
Yeah, we are.
Why
I
do
know
you want to be a prisoner?
I know it doesn't sound nice in our modern language, but we really are slaves of the system.
God system, or what system are you talking about?
I just say the unknown. I'm not a fundamentalist Christian anymore. I've deconstructed, but I still think that there's things that we don't know and nobody's come back from the dead. So whatever it is, it's going to swallow us up.
So you're not a Christian?
I would still think I'm a Christian because I believe in God still. I'm just not a fundamentalist Christian.
Oh, I got you. Fundamentalist.
Like, I'll go to church, but I don't religiously go to church.
I don't see a reason to worship this God. Like, this God does horrible, horrible things in the Bible.
You know, I don't even think it's important to worship God. I think it's just about trying to have a moral compass, wherever that takes you.
Well, my moral compass says smashing babies to pieces is always bad.
Yeah, I don't like those old verses. I know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't like them either. That's why I stopped worshiping this God.
Now that we're talking about babies, have you heard of that saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater?
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of how I look at the Bible. Like, I don't love the Bible. I mean, it is what it is. Like, there's better books out there, but it's an old-fashioned ideology.
Yeah. It is. So let's drop this belief in this crazy God and move on.
Yeah, I don't mind dropping religious ideas, but I think having a basic thread of a belief in an overarching purpose is a good thing. Just find out what's out there.
That purpose?
I don't know. Maybe it's to save the babies. Maybe it's to save the battered women. Maybe it's to, put less toxins in food. Like, everybody's got to find their passion.
You can do that
right?
without worshiping this God, though.
Yeah, or maybe you just want to be a construction worker or an IT professional. Like, the thing is, like, I don't think it's good to feel like you're alone in the universe. I lost my mother to my mother unalived herself when I was 31. That's a terrible thing that someone thinks that the world is so empty that they're going to X themselves.
I agree. That sucks.
Yeah, and her dad did the same thing. Like it was a colossal train wreck for my family. 2 people unalived themselves within 3 years.
Thanks.
And
Yeah,
they
that
didn't
sucks,
talk
man.
about, like, this is why I think that God is real, whether I like God or not. I mean, those 2 people didn't talk about God. I think they hated God. And I feel like that scares me, that someone hates God so much that maybe they would take their life away. I'm 57. I've survived.
I have no
I've
idea.
survived over 40 years without my mom. I'm a survivor, man.
Well,
And
I
I'm
hear
not
you,
pushing the
but I mean, we're
Bible.
just looking to debate Jesus up here.
I know, I'm just letting you know, I'm not pushing the Bible on you. I don't want you to hate God any more than you already do. I think it's good to criticize God. I'm not against you having a TikTok platform. I'm not against it. You should criticize God. You're doing the right thing, and I think God will be proud of you.
Thank you. Oh, good, yeah. Well, he would burn me for this, but
I don't think it's necessarily like that. I think man made this monstrosity.
Oh, yeah, it is.
But let me tell you that at the same time, though, if you look at the world like tsunamis and floods and hurricanes, God does not care all that much about us. It's sad, but it's true. If God really cared about us, he wouldn't let us scrape our elbow.
I hear you.
And all I'm trying to say is that life is like
I'm struggling to understand why you're even a Christian here.
It's not that I'm a Christian. Like what I'm trying to say is that I retain some of the basic elements. I'm not a perfect Christian. I mean, I smoke cannabis. Some Christians would say I'm going to go to hell because I smoke cannabis.
Oh boy. Yeah, you you can't say that on the channel, man. You can't mention stuff like that on TikTok. It'll get your live taken. Well, it'll get my live taken down. Anyway, I don't think that was going in a good debate direction anyway, sadly. Let's see what we got here. 410 followers. We are killing it today. Killing it. Heck yeah. 18 new followers. It's been an awesome, awesome, awesome Christmas live. Let's try the next one here. Oh, I guess it was an accident. A little swig of my chocolate milk. Well, if you are a Christian and you want to come up and have a conversation with us, little debation, come on up. We are waiting on you. Thank you for the heart, buddy. I really, really appreciate the gifts. I appreciate all the engagement, but the gifts really, really help. TikTok loves the gifts. I say it all the time now, but it turns out if you give them money, they tend to prioritize your channel pretty good. Helps build you up. But just reposting, sharing the stream, tapping the screen, the likes, all of it is the best and definitely most free way to support the channel here, and I appreciate the shit out of it. Who needs Satan when you have God? Y'all heard it there. Even the Christians don't think God's worth the crap. It's pretty crazy. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. I do it all for you. All right, so let me get back to, where was we here? Let's jump back into Matthew. We're almost done with Matthew's version of the birth narrative. So it says, when Herod saw that he had been tricked by the Magi, he was infuriated, and he sent and unalived all the children in and around Bethlehem who were 2 years old or under, according to the time that he had learned from the Magi. Then what had been spoken through the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled. A voice is heard in Ramah, wailing and loud lamentation. Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be consoled because they are no more. What is up with all the baby unaliving in this dang book, man? This is every time you turn around, there's babies being unalive. Whole bunch of that stuff. Make sure nobody's interrupting us here. Okay. All right. So now, what do we have? We have the massacre of the infants. Again. So here, Matthew is leading us to believe that a prophecy is being fulfilled about a bunch of babies being unalived in and around Bethlehem from Jeremiah, which would be very suspect to me personally, because if you read that passage, a voice was heard in Ramah, wailing and loud lamentation, if you read that in Jeremiah 31, once again, it don't have squat to do with what the New Testament says it does. Babies being unalived? I don't think so. Jeremiah 31 is about the forming of the new covenant after the exiles return to Jerusalem. It don't have anything to do with babies being unalived. In fact, if you read the verse right after the voice was heard in Ramah part, it says, "Do not weep for your children, because I will bring them back." He says, don't worry. It's a happy occasion. It's a joyful occasion. Matthew's saying it's an awful infant unaliving occasion. That's not what Jeremiah says. So where in the crap is Matthew getting all this stuff? He's cherry picking lines from the Old Testament and making it about Jesus. He's lying for Jesus is what's happening there, unfortunately. Ooh, we got somebody juicy there. Oh yeah, come up and talk if you want, John. Yeah. Totally. All right. Appreciate you, servant. All right. The return from Egypt. When Herod unalived, an angel of the Lord suddenly appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who are seeking the child's life are unalived." So he's saying it's safe to leave Egypt now, to go back to Israel, right? Jerusalem and stuff. Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. But when he had heard that Archelaus was ruling Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. And after being warned in another dream, he went away to the district of Galilee. There he made his home in a town called Nazareth. So for the first time in Matthew, you'll have to notice, for the first time, they're ending up in Nazareth. They did not start there in Matthew. They ended up there in Matthew. So they were never in Nazareth to begin with until far later in Jesus' lifetime, when he was a young lad at this point, I would imagine. And then what had been spoken through the prophets might be fulfilled. He will be called a Nazarene. So what is the immense problem with these first two chapters of Matthew in this birth narrative? First of all, let's chart what has happened here. Actually, let's make sure we don't have somebody talk. Oh, John requested. Okay, let's bring John up then. We'll get back to that in a minute. Oh, maybe not. That should take you off the air. Oh, no. I guess it was an accident. Had a severe lag there. Hold on a second. What does that say? Heaster Hest, you there?
Yo,
Yeah, what's up, man? Are you over 18?
yeah,
Awesome. Are you one of the Christians?
yeah, I'm a Christian.
Cool. So which one of these topics you want to debate with someone here today?
Let's just do two. God is unjust, narcissist, and a liar.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right, so what do you take as something to be just?
just is getting due deserve for whatever you do. Like an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, basically.
Okay,
Does that sound
and
pretty reasonable?
so even before we get to our discussion about God, I have to believe anything you even say, correct?
Well, not really. We can just agree on it. That's what I'm
No,
saying. We can agree on we can agree on what justice is. We can just say justice in general is getting what you deserve, right?
well, I'm just talking about before we even talk about God, right? I need to know your epistemic justification, right? So, what's your epistemic standard for what just and unjust is?
That's what I'm trying to establish with you. It's getting what you deserve.
No, but do you know what epistemology is? Do you know what epistemic standard is?
No, do you know what justice is?
You don't know? Okay, so yeah, I know what justice is. I mean, it's just my semantics, though.
Okay, so do you not agree
Right?
with me that in basic
I know.
definition,
I can agree with you.
justice is
I
getting
can
what
agree.
you
We can
deserve?
grant that.
Okay.
We
Okay,
can grant that.
Perfect. So whatever be considered unjust, say you committed
Unjust?
a crime, and then a whole
You mean unjust?
unjust or unjust, whatever. Yeah, injustice, unjustice, same difference. But so would you ever say it's considered just if you committed a crime and like your whole family and your great grandkids and everything was punished for what you did?
For what I did? I
Yeah,
would say that's unjust.
exactly. So punishing other people for one person's crime is always considered unjust, right?
I mean, it depends on the crime, but yeah, I would say it's unjust.
Yeah, exactly. So we both agree on justice and what is and a good example of injustice. So I think we're pretty clear on that. So God does this constantly. He violates your and I standard of justice we just agreed on. Like he tells David to take a census in 2 Samuel. David takes the census, and apparently that was the wrong thing to do because God unalived 70,000 people because David counted the people God told him to count. So you wouldn't consider that just, would you?
Can you bring the verse? Can I see the verse?
Yeah. 2 Samuel chapter 24. It says, again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he incited David against them, saying, go, count the people of Israel and Judah. So he tells David to go count the people, and it spends a little while saying they counted all the people. And then at the end, it gives the tally here, and it says, Jacob reported to the king the number of those that had been recorded in Israel, and there were 800,000 soldiers able to draw the sword, and those of Judah were 500,000. So he went and counted the people. Now, in verse 10, it says, but afterward, David was stricken to the heart because he had numbered the people. David said to the Lord, I have sinned greatly in what I have done, but now, O Lord, I pray to you, take away the guilt of your servant, for I have done very foolishly. So apparently it was a foolish thing to do, to count the people that God told him to count. And in short, it ends right here. It says, so the Lord sent a pestilence on Israel from that morning until the appointed time, and 70,000 of the people unalive from Dan to Beersheba. So he told David to count people. David counted them, and God said, wrong answer, choice, whatever. I don't know exactly.
You don't
what went
know.
wrong
You
there,
just
but
jumped to verse 10. You didn't even read the rest of the verses.
that's just because it's irrelevant. It's just saying
It's irrelevant.
that they went out and it's just saying. Well, I mean, I can
we
read it if you want, but
Yeah,
it's just
can we
stuff
read it?
saying But I'm just saying it's pointless because it's just saying it's about the count itself is what the only reason I skipped it.
Yeah, that's important.
No, okay, if you say so. And you've never heard the story before, right?
I've never even heard this like contention.
All right, so if I do read this whole thing in context, and it says that God unalived 70,000 people for this, God's unjust, right?
Well, no.
Oh, so we didn't agree on a good concept of justice.
No, we agreed on the concept of unjust, but you need to explain why this is unjust. You're just saying he unalived 70,000 people. Well, there's a reason behind this,
David
right?
counted the people that he told him to took. He's unaliving 70,000 people for what one
Who are
person
these
did.
people?
David is one person, right?
Who are these
The
people?
Israelites. The Israelites.
He
His own
unalived 70
people.
I've never even heard this contention. I need to pull up.
Yeah, they don't read you these in Sunday school, do they?
Let's get my Bible, man. Second
Well, I'll tell you
Samuel.
what, we can read it if you want, but I'll give you a full little rundown here. we read the first verse. It says God told David to go count the people. David goes and counts the people, and then God says wrong
Second
decision, and He gives
Samuel.
David
What?
3
Second
choices of
Samuel. What?
punishments. 2 Samuel chapter 24.
Chapter 24.
Do you want to read it and then just come back in a minute after you read it good?
No, I got it right here. We can read it together. Second
Well, I mean, we
Samuel
can,
chapter
but
20.
most people just find it pretty boring. I'd rather you read it yourself while it's quiet and make sure you know what it says and then come back.
I don't even see what you're talking about. Second Samuel chapter 24. What verse did you start at?
Yeah. David, verse 1.
Again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he inside.
That's it.
Yeah, he was already angry at Israel. Okay. Then saying, go number. He said to you. And then you went to verse 10, and you said,
Well, the verses 3 all the way through 9 there, which is a good little, it's not a ton of reading, but that's all just about counting them. So it's relevant, but it's not really relevant because it's just saying, it's talking about all the people he counted. But long story short, that whole first paragraph is just saying he told David to go count the people, and David went and counted the people. And then in verse 10 is when it starts the punishment. Apparently, this was the wrong decision. That's why I skipped down there.
oh, is it the wrong decision?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know, man?
Don't say. It don't say. It just says God was angry, so he incited David to go count the people. So David goes and counts the people like God told him to. And then it just goes to verse 10. It says, but afterward, David was stricken to the heart because he had numbered the people. So it doesn't say why God was mad.
It says, because in the 24 it says David senses, says the anger of the Lord. So the Lord is already angry against Israel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he told David to go count the people of Israel and Judah. So the king said to Joab, the commanders of the army who were with him, go through all the tribes of Israel from Dan to Beersheba and take a census of the people so that I may know how many there are. God told David to go count them. David sends his dudes out to count them. And then in verse 10, it just starts saying that was the wrong decision. So it doesn't say why God is so angry, but it just says David even takes the responsibility here for it. It says, why are you doing this to all these people when I'm the one who sinned? So David's literally saying, this is my fault. Why the hell are you unaliving 70,000 people because of what I did?
Yeah, well, I'm reading even more but the king said, oh no. That's just David speaking, though, right? We can't use David as authority here. We haven't even read the rest of it.
It's Samuel speaking. That's why I asked you, do you want to just go read it and come back when you know the context and the story better?
I mean, that's fine.
I don't want you to think I'm taking it out of context or something. That's why I'm saying
well,
you go read it.
The argument doesn't even make sense yet because we don't even know the context. Both of us.
It makes perfect sense to me. I think everybody listening.
You don't even know the context. What are you talking about?
I do know the context.
I just asked you why is God angry.
You've never even heard this story.
I just asked you why God's angry. Like, I don't know.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, it does. We got you didn't even read it.
Where does it say, buddy? Show us where it says God's angry.
Hold on. I'm gonna read this.
Yeah, enlighten us with this story you've never read, but you somehow know so well all of a sudden. Please.
I don't know so well. I just told you I don't know the story.
And you're telling me that it says what it says when you don't even know what it says.
You don't even know what it says either. What are you talking about?
Yes, I do.
I just asked you, where does it say God is angry? You're like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I don't know because it doesn't say. Can you hear me okay?
It doesn't say where.
It doesn't say. That's what I've said 3 times now.
All right. We'll see about that. Let's see if your claim is true. I'll come back.
No shit. Just go read it and then come back. Wow. It's crazy. People who never read shit know what it says so well somehow or another. These Christians have amazing powers. And crystal balls, apparently. Maybe I should be a Christian again. I want one of these crystal balls that Christians got where they know all that, how they read people's mind in these stories without ever having actually read them. It's crazy. Are you going to say, I don't know what's going on here? Like, I know what's going on. Holy shit. Yeah, yes. Folklore indeed. Rick. Happy Yule, buddy. Happy Yule. Merry Hanukkahs. Merry Saturnalias. Let's see. My full-time shops. If you requested up on purpose and you're a Christian, please put a 1 or a yes in the chat. I've got my suspicions that was a accidental request there. Oh, okay. Never mind. Got you. I got you, bruh. Let's pull him up.
Hey, what's up, buddy? No, I wanted to say,
what's going?
I wanted to say that when
That's fine.
yeah,
But hold on a second. Are you over 18?
yes,
Cool.
I'm 37.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say a lot of Christians don't realize when they talk about paganism and all that stuff and the Christmas tree and all that. Actually, God is pagan because He's the elements. He's fire, earth, water, air, spirit. That comes from the pentagram, which is the paganism, which is God is not a man. First of all, it says God is not a man. So the Christmas tree never dies in the winter. That's why we celebrate Yule, which is winter solstice. And they don't realize that. And when we do divination and burnt offerings and altars and sacrifice and all that, that's all forms of witchcraft. So technically Christians are all witches. And that's what we
So
are.
you're a witch Christian?
Huh?
So you're a witch Christian?
Yeah, so we're Christian witches. That's basically what we are, and that's what the Bible teaches us as paganism. That's why we give
Never
our
heard that term in my
manifestings,
life.
and we do manifestings, and we give good energies to the the universe, because we already established God is not a man. He is the elements. Just like the sun, it shines brightly, and we celebrate the rebirth of the sun in Yule. That is the sun, the shining bright. He's the brightest shining star, the brightest sun, and the Bible follows the moon calendar. So they don't realize that, and they're like, oh, well, I'm not pagan, I'm Christian. It's like, no, we do paganism is what we do. And that's why we manifest.
So how
That's why
would you
there was
define
altar.
a pagan?
A pagan is somebody that goes with the elements of the earth, like believes in the natural remedies like aloe vera and herbal medicines that heal properly by nature, stuff like that. Like when it says you sow what you reap, that's like good karma, bad karma type of deal. Like, it's like if you give if you're nice to someone, you're gonna get good intentions back. So it's the same thing.
Like
it's like,
karma.
okay, yeah, like, so if I'm burning my intentions, I'm gonna burn like, oh, I wanna have money this year. I want to make money. I want to have, a good job. I'm setting the intention, giving it to the universe, saying, hey, I want to have money. And I'm setting a positive, energy, because we get the energy from the spirit, and that's what it is. But they think they're actually talking to some man, which there is no man in the sky. It's a spirit. And I thought that was pretty
cool
interesting.
story, man. So you don't actually have a debatable topic here? Just sharing that?
Jesus was a delusional preacher, not a Messiah. God is unjust. Well, yeah, and then all that stuff that we talked about that last time, me and you.
Oh.
And you told me
did we?
about the grape and the slavery. Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
And I remember you saying that, but I wanted to add to that. Is that they don't understand that. They're like, I'm not pagan. I don't celebrate Christmas. It's the birth of Jesus. It's like, no, December 25th wasn't his birthday. We're celebrating what's called Yule, and that is honoring the Christmas tree. And like when we sing the song, oh Christmas tree, God, we love the Christmas tree. That's talking about God being the Christmas tree because He has the elements.
Oh.
Which they don't realize that. And they're like, oh, no, it's the birth.
I gotcha. Well,
Yeah.
cool, man. Well, I
But
appreciate
yeah,
you
thank you for having me up,
sharing
man. I
that.
appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Thanks for sharing the tidbit there. All right. Well, just real quick, like I said, back on the census there, the verses that matter here. I'll just read them real quick, just so we're clear. It says again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he incited David against them, saying, "Go, count the people of Israel and Judah." So God told David, "Go, count the people of Israel and Judah." So the king said to Joab, the commanders of the army who were with him, "Go through all the tribes of Israel from Dan to Beersheba and take a census of the people so that I may know how many there are." So God just told him to go take the damn thing. In verse 10, well, between there and there, he's just saying they counted all the people. Anyway, verse 10 says, "But afterward, David was stricken to the heart because he had numbered the people. David said to the Lord, I have sinned greatly in what I have done, but now, O Lord, I pray you take away the guilt of your servant, for I have done very foolishly." When David rose in the morning, the word of the Lord came to the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, "Go and say to David, thus says the Lord, 3 things I offer you. Choose one of them, and I will do it to you." So Gad came to David and told him, he asked him, "Shall 7 years of famine come on to you and your land? Or will you flee 3 months before your foes while they pursue you? Or shall there be 3 days of pestilence in your land? Now consider and decide what answer shall return to the one who sent me." Then David said to Gad, "I am in great distress. Let us fall into the hand of the Lord, for his mercy is great, but let me not fall into human hands." So the Lord sent a pestilence on Israel from that morning until the appointed time, and 70,000 of the people died from Dan to Beersheba. But when the angel stretched out his hand toward Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord relented concerning the evil God told him to do, and said to the angel who was bringing destruction among the people, "It is enough. Now stay your hand." The angel of the Lord was standing by the threshing floor of Arana, the Jebusite. I guess that's how you say that. David looked up and saw the angel of the Lord standing between the earth and heaven, and his hand drawn, sword stretched out over Jerusalem. Then David, the elders, clothed in sackcloth, fell on their faces. When David saw the angel who was destroying the people, he said to the Lord, "I alone have sinned, and I, the shepherd, have done evil. But these sheep, what have they done? Let your hand, I pray, be against me and against my father's house." Sounds like David's saying, "What the hell's wrong with you, God? 70,000 people, and you're about to get Jerusalem too." This is like, "I don't know why you're doing this. It was me who counted them." Well, God's doing it because he's an unjust narcissist. God has glories and powers to display, y'all. That's why he does all this. Of course it's justified, right? Of course. Of course. Of course. Has to be. Oh, nobody in the queue. Again, if you're a Christian and you want to debate us on one of these topics here, step on up, come on up. Just please be capable of having an actual conversation. That would be great. Maybe if you haven't read it, don't try to tell me what it says, because it makes you look quite silly. It's not a good look. Not a good look. Thank you for all the engagement here. I hope everybody's having a great holiday. Oh, actually, my time seems to be drawing near anyway. And again, if you have a YouTube and you want to see some replays of all these lives, I repost the replays every day on my YouTube channel, which is also Apostate 8. It's in my bio link there, I believe. If not, it's on my page, or just search up Apostate 8 in the YouTube. And that would be great. I would appreciate you. Oh, yeah. We got to at least get through, never mind. All right, so we pretty much, let's recap Matthew real quick. Matthew says, virgin prophecy about a Messiah. If you actually read that, it don't have anything to do with the Messiah. It's about the Assyrian invasion. The visit from the Magi and the ruler from Bethlehem. If you read that prophecy from the Old Testament, It doesn't say Bethlehem's a town, it says it's a clan. The escape to Egypt. It says then they go to Egypt to fulfill a prophecy that's not even a prophecy from Hosea 11. It's a half of a sentence that's been cherry picked to be made about Jesus when it's clearly not. The massacre of the infants. That's Matthew saying Jeremiah is talking about babies being unalived in and around Bethlehem to fulfill a prophecy that, again, if you just go read it, don't have anything to do with that. It's about the joyful return of the exiles and the forming of the new covenant. The new covenant. Then Matthew in chapter 2 goes the return from Egypt. The first time that they go to Nazareth in Jesus' life, according to Matthew. Wherever they started from wasn't Nazareth. It says they get directed there on the way back. And he claims that there is a prophecy being fulfilled here saying he will be called a Nazarene. Unfortunately, that prophecy does not exist in the Old Testament. It's not even there. It's completely made up. Doesn't say much for Matthew once again. Now, this one will go faster. What does Luke have to say about baby Jesus's birth and stuff? There's only a couple parts in Luke. And it's because this one is a lot more straightforward. Actually, did we get interrupted? Maybe we did. Let's see. Oh, I guess not. Who's that? Let's try K here.
Hi, bro. I am from Syria. Need help. Please, 5 minutes, brother. Please.
Ain't no damn 5 minutes up here, man. 5 minutes. You crazy. They won't even listen to me read the Bible for 5 minutes. Appreciate you dropping through, though. He requested back up. Well, he kicked me right off. Maybe if I request again, it'll let me right back up. All right. Now let's see what Mr. Luke has got to say about the birth of Jesus. In the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent by God to a town in Galilee called Nazareth. So Luke starts off in Nazareth. He's brought up Nazareth in the first sentence there. It's pretty crazy. Base night, if you're a Christian and requested up on purpose, hang out for just a second. For like maybe a minute tops, and let me finish off this paragraph here. It says, in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent by God to a town in Galilee called Nazareth, to a virgin engaged to a man whose name was Joseph, of the house of David. The virgin's name was Mary. And he came to her and said, Greetings, favored one, the Lord is with you. But she was much perplexed by his words and pondered what sort of greeting this might be. The angel said to her, Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And now you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you shall name him Jesus. Last I checked, that name is not Emmanuel. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High, and the Lord God will give him the throne of his ancestor David. He will reign over the house of Jacob forever, and his kingdom of his kingdom there will be no end. Mary said to the angel, How can this be, since I am a virgin? The angel said to her, The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. Therefore the child to be born will be holy. He will be called the Son of God. And now your relative Elizabeth, in her old age, has also conceived a son. And in the 6th month for her was said to be barren. For nothing will be impossible for God. Then Mary said, Here I am, the servant of the Lord. Let it be with me according to your word. Then the angel departed from her. So it looks pretty straightforward. It just says it's in Nazareth. Mary has a vision from an angel and says, Hey, God's coming on you. And you're going to be impregnated. It's a divine insemination. And I imagine it's God and he's all knowing. So you only need like one sperm cell since it's God. Like he already knows like which sperm cell, I guess, would make it to the egg inside her. So he doesn't need to like drop a whole load or anything. I don't think. All right, let's try. Base Knight, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? Not too much. Thanks for asking, though. Hope you're having a Merry Christmas. Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm over 18. And yeah, I'm having a Merry
One of
Christmas.
the
Hope the same for you.
Yeah, so far so good, man. Doing great. It's been
I'm
a hell
glad
of
to
a
hear
good
that.
stream so far. So, are you a Christian?
Well, I wanted to talk to you about that because I'm not a Christian in the strict like Trinitarian sense.
What sort of sense are you a Christian?
Um, like I would describe myself as it's called like an Ebionite. They were like a Jewish Christian sect that recognized Jesus as like a divine agent that acted as Messiah and the Lamb and the Savior, acting on behalf of God. But we don't believe that Jesus like has any of that like Greek like metaphysical bullshit. Like he doesn't have like a divine hypostasis or any of that goofy shit.
Oh, okay. So if you was gonna debate us on one of these, which would it be?
Um, well, I wanted to talk to you about why you think he was a delusional preacher.
Oh yeah. I think that because he thought he was going to be this Messiah from the Old Testament based on nothing, from what I can tell. It was just a delusional thought in his head because it clearly doesn't happen.
Okay. Um, do you believe in like any higher power or no?
No, I'm just an atheist.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can speak on behalf of as a theist, as somebody that believes in a higher power, that I mean, something that like you and I can both agree on, I hope, is that this preacher's like life and death have indelibly affected like human civilization in a
Well,
moral sense.
the story has.
Okay, sure. The story has. Um, well, I mean, do you deny his like historical existence like completely?
No, I think he was probably a real person. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, listen, I'm really big into textual criticism, okay? And I think that the Gospel Mark is like a pretty good representation, like a pretty good recollection of the events. I understand that they were probably like orally transcribed and probably textually in Aramaic before they were, like codified into Koine Greek, but it lacks a lot of the sort of like high Christological concepts we see in like Luke and Matthew and John, and it's kind of like a rushed narrative that has like some of his most important sayings. Have you done any like textual criticism of the gospel?
Of Mark, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. Like, do you understand the history of Mark?
Oh yeah. I did an 8-part course on Dr. James Tabor's
Okay, so
course on Mark.
so what do you think about Mark? Do you think it's like a pretty good like reliable historical document?
I don't know about all that, but it's definitely a lot more solid than like Matthew or Luke, just
Why
because it
why
takes a
don't you
lot
know
of
about
the
that?
stuff
I
out.
want to understand your grading scale. Like where like what kind of conversation can we have if we're like looking at Mark as a historical document?
Oh, I don't know. He misquotes one of the prophets straight away in Mark, but as far as the like
Doesn't
historical
wait hold
part
on.
goes,
Doesn't that lend to its historical authenticity?
well, maybe historical, but it just goes to show you he wasn't doing too tight of research on his which prophets were which there.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll agree with you there for sure.
But yeah, when you deal with Mark, I've actually say it all the time. If Christians only use the Gospel of Mark, the
Well,
vast
I
majority
think
of these arguments I
Paul is
use
pretty
against the
good.
New Testament. Well,
I
hold on, I
think
wasn't done talking yet.
sorry, I'm just excited.
That's all right. So, hell, I don't even remember what I said. Just go ahead.
Oh, I apologize. I interrupt a
No
lot,
worries.
okay? I've got ADHD. You'll have to forgive me, dude.
I forgive you. Go ahead.
Thank you, King. I think Paul is also pretty reliable if you're trying to look at Paul as a reference for what the early Christians believed, because Paul's works are even earlier than Mark.
True.
Um, So you say that he was a delusional preacher. You said Jesus was a delusional preacher, but he's had like and this is kind of like the main point that I want to argue is that he has had like a massive the story, I guess we can say. I'll try to meet you on your level. The story has had a massive and I would argue positive moral impact on the world for 2,000 years afterwards. Um, this religion has encoded into like our entire world's culture at this point, like certain value systems that generally did not widely exist, and became like aggressively expansionist as Christianity spread, and has like essentially established, other religions such as Islam, right, and has spread from continent to continent. And I think that you and I would probably agree that a lot of these moral innovations that I would say are God given have like positively impacted society and civilization.
Depends on what you consider by positive.
Well, I would say that.
But I mean, where are we going with Jesus being delusional, though?
Yeah, well, I think that there is if somebody, right, is spouting all of these like, how do I say this? If this delusional guy is spouting a bunch of things that end up like morally innovating even 2,000 years after like his death, right, at the hands of like, the Romans and the Jews, and it's positively impacting people's lives, then I mean, how delusional, like how do we define delusion? Because I would think that delusion
I think
is
he was
something.
delusional because he thought he was going to ride a donkey and get to be king of the world because he rode a donkey.
Okay.
That story's in Mark too. But that's what I was saying earlier. If Christians only used the Gospel of Mark, most of these arguments that I used to argue against it would fall apart because you don't have to push the narratives anymore if you just use Mark. Because Mark don't have like a birth narrative. It don't say Jesus is God. You don't have to worry about none of that crap in Mark. So it's
Yeah,
pretty nice
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
I don't really interface with a lot of like those sort of like Trinitarian and like high Christological concepts. They seem to me
Yeah, it's
like a lot
incoherent.
of. Yeah, it is very incoherent, but
It's not even biblical. Like from the Bible's
no, it's not.
perspective, God was given the authority to forgive sins. So I mean, that's way better than just. I mean, it's God. He can give you the dude authority if he wants. You know what I mean? But it's weird to say this dude is God himself. Like to me, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. Um, I
Well,
just
let me get
like.
on to why I think he was literally delusional, and it's because he thought when
Okay.
he rode that donkey into Jerusalem, he was going to be king of the world. He thought he was fulfilling the prophecy from Zechariah 9:9. And to me, that would be equivalent of me thinking I'm about to be the president of the United States because I rode a horse into Washington D.C. You know what I mean? Like it don't make any sense.
I think that Jesus was acutely aware of his role as an agent. Um, I think that he
Well, I
knew.
think he thought he had a role. That's why I call him delusional.
Yeah, well, I think I mean, he did have a role, right? According to the story, according to Mark and the rest of the
According to the
Gospels.
gospel, but I can also use those gospels to back up what I'm saying about him. Like it literally says Jesus thought he was about to fulfill this prophecy when he rode that donkey. But what happens in the story? Says he just ends up crying about it and blaming all the people that the prophecy didn't happen. So I mean, he's not fulfilling this role of this prophet, even though he thought he was going to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was definitely human. He was definitely not God. But what we need to
Well,
understand
still,
is
you
that
can. The Messiah is a human. He thought he was going to
yeah,
be this
but
Messiah.
when we look at like he did end up, in Gethsemane, like submitting to the plan.
Yeah, but that's just part of the story, though. Either way, he wasn't this Messiah that he thought he was going to be. So that's why I call him delusional, because he thought he was going to be a king when there was no chance of him actually being a king.
Well, he's not a king in the earthly sense.
Exactly. That's why he's not the Messiah. The kingdom of David's an earthly kingdom. Like all these messianic prophecies mention
That's
the
not
earth. They say you
that's
have to
not
rule an empire from the sea to the river to the ends of the earth.
yeah. I've looked into those prophecies. I I don't think that they necessitate an earthly king.
Sure they do. Where does it say they're not going to be an earthly king? That's what like. You're not confusing like the kingdom of David with the kingdom of God, are you?
Um, no, I think that when like at Jesus' second coming, we're going to have like an earthly kingdom, like like a messianic reign. But I think that like how do I say this? I don't know. You, you got me there.
Well, I mean, the kingdom of David's a literal kingdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
it is.
anytime it talks about a Messiah or a king from the line of David, it's talking about the literal throne of Jerusalem. Like the kingdom, David's just a guy. He was a
Yeah, I
king.
understand that, but like here's the thing, and you see this all throughout scripture, is that like when God makes these promises, these covenantal promises, they often like don't come true right away. Like sometimes they take centuries, and like in some cases they take millennia.
Yeah, but also according to God, they have to happen in the prophet's lifetime. Says that in Deuteronomy 18. But here, let me read this for you real quick. This is what Jesus thought he was literally fulfilling, and I'll get to that in a second if you want. But this is
Yeah, sure.
Zechariah 9:9. It says, "Rejoice greatly, O daughter Zion! Shout aloud, O daughter Jerusalem! See, your king comes to you, triumphant and victorious is he, humble and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. He will cut off the chariot from Ephraim and the war horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bow shall be cut off, and he shall command peace to the nations. His dominion shall be from the sea to the sea, from sea to sea, from the river to the ends of the earth." So it literally mentioned earth there, and it's saying from the sea to the sea and from the river. Those are all places on earth. So I'm assuming that
Yeah.
this means you have to be a king, an actual king, a ruler, not Nagid in Hebrew, and you have to cut off the chariot from Ephraim and the war horse from Jerusalem. So that means you have to uh, end all war in Jerusalem, and you have to command peace to the nations. But if you read Luke chapter 19, it says this is what happens right after he rides his donkey. It says, "As he came near and saw the city, he wept over it, saying, If you, even you, had only recognized on this day the things that make for peace, but now they are hidden from your eyes." So he's literally blaming them that they didn't accept him as this king of peace. So he's definitely didn't fulfill this prophecy
Yeah,
based on
no,
that
no.
context.
No, he didn't. You're right. And what I'm saying is that like, and I mean you had your counter, but like these covenants, these covenantal prophecies are often like fulfilled in like much greater time spans, and that's absolutely
Yeah, but Jesus
typological.
didn't fulfill this one at all.
Well, he hasn't yet.
Hasn't yet. Well, then he's not the
No.
Messiah yet. You can't be a Messiah because you're gonna do the Messiah stuff. You're a Messiah because you fulfilled the role of this Messiah. So I mean, if he comes back one day, then you can call him a Messiah if he actually does this. But he thought he was going to do this when he rode that donkey into Jerusalem 2,000 years ago. Is the point here? He thought he was fulfilling this prophecy, and it definitely didn't happen. So why does Jesus think this prophecy is going to happen and then it don't happen? Is the problem here?
Yeah, I understand what you're
Jesus shouldn't
saying.
be wrong about a prophecy about him being fulfilled, should he?
Well, prophets can absolutely be wrong. Prophets.
No, they can't. No, no,
What do you mean no?
no. Prophets have to be right according to God, or they are to be unalived. It
What
says
about
if prophets say something that's going to happen in the name of the Lord and it does not take place, then they are lying. They are not from God, and you're supposed to unalive them immediately.
Okay, but when Isaiah made all of his prophecies, oh, hold on, like procked my Google to pop up. Isaiah, when Isaiah fulfilled his prophet or said his prophecies, they weren't immediately fulfilled.
I know they don't have to be immediately fulfilled, but they have to be in the lifetime of the people watching this. That's how you know if they're a real prophet or not.
What's the scripture that says that?
Which part? The standard for prophets?
Yeah, the standard for prophets about it having to be in their lifetime.
Deuteronomy 18.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Here, I'll read it real quick.
I'm gonna take a look at it too. Give me a second.
Yeah. The whole little thing starts in verse 15 down there, but in 21 it says, "You may say to yourself, how can we recognize a word that the Lord has not spoken? If a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, but the thing does not take place or prove true, it is a word that the Lord has not spoken. The prophet has spoken it presumptuously. Do not be frightened by it." So he's basically saying if a prophet says something's going to happen that don't happen, then it didn't come from God. Check it out there. Man, turns out Christmas is a great day to live stream on. Oh, he dropped. He might not have liked what he read there, y'all. What up, y'all? Appreciate you, Rick. Hope everybody's having a Merry Festivus. Ooh, did I make my gift gold? Shit. Jennifer, thanks so much for looking out. And the gift, shit. Let's see. Guess I'll just do that again. It's supposed to do that every time automatically. I got it. Like last time I actually stared at that thing for a while just to make sure I was looking at it right. And it says it was supposed to do it automatically. Automatically. Dang poo-poo heads. Oh, here it came back.
Hey, can you
Hey,
hear me?
buddy.
Hey,
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
about that. I was reading Deuteronomy 18, and it kicked me out for whatever reason.
Oh, I just assume you signal dropped for a second or something. But yeah, I'm glad you came back there. Did you get it read?
Yeah, and I've heard this one before. The the thing is that like prophecies are like often partially fulfilled, or like they're started, but they're like not often like completed in their lifetime. Like Deuteronomy 18:22, that was the one that you were showing me. That doesn't account for like long range like fulfillment or like typological fulfillment.
Does
That
the Old Testament does
hold
God tell us anywhere in the Old Testament that prophecies get partially fulfilled at one point, or they run on longer than the prophet's lifetime?
Well,
Where does
yeah, with
say that?
Abraham, or with David, or Isaiah's servant.
What prophecies are you talking about?
I'm talking about the prophecies he talked about to Abraham about like the promised land, about like everything.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess kind of. But you said David, though. What were you talking about when you said David?
If we like when it says David's line will produce an eternal king, I forget where that is. Is it in Samuel?
Oh, well, I mean, that happens in people's lifetime. That's a recurring genetic line there.
No, an eternal king, like Solomon reigns.
Oh, well, no.
It just tells... Let me just answer you. Solomon reigns, but his kingdom is finite, right? Like an eternal king is somebody that's eternally
Right.
reigning. Like that's why Jesus
Nope.
is the
There's
Davidic
no
Messiah.
eternal. Humans don't reign forever. Even though they do use that language, I agree with you. Like, and if you read Isaiah chapter 9, this is about Hezekiah, but listen to the words that it's using. It says, "Great will be his authority, and there shall be endless peace for the throne of David and his kingdom. He will establish it and uphold it with justice and with righteousness."
Yeah, these are examples.
From
These
this
are
time
all
onward,
examples
and
of.
from yeah, but it's not saying that Hezekiah is going to live forever. This is enthronement prophecies. It's how they talked. It's saying you're going to be the greatest king ever, and your kingdom is going to last forever. It's not saying you are going to rule for eternity. That's a misconception here.
Okay. Well, I mean, there are plenty of prophecies that aren't fulfilled within the prophet's lifetime.
Yeah, but they can't be right according to Deuteronomy unless there's somewhere else that you know of that I'm not privy to that says they can do that. Because the only prophecy description I have says that it needs to happen within the prophet's lifetime.
There's the servant songs in Isaiah. You have like the prophecy and the promise. Like Isaiah's servant will bring justice, suffer for others, like restore like the covenantal relationship. And
Well,
and we know that Israel,
arguably
like
a
as a
prophecy,
nation,
but it's not
is
about
always failing to fulfill that role. Like that's why it's.
No, it only makes sense if it's Israel.
I
If you
know.
have the whole context.
I know, but Jesus embodies that servant role fully.
Not fully.
How not fully?
Because you have to have kids, according to Isaiah 53. Offspring.
Okay, but he is like the functional realization of like that suffering servant. Like,
Yeah, if you use a few of the lines in here, you could say it fits Jesus pretty good, but you can't use all the lines in here and say it fits Jesus pretty good. But you can use all the lines in here and say it fits Israel perfectly.
he also talks about like, I mean, he talks about the church as a bridegroom, and like, the people of like the followers of Christ are like his children.
Sure, but Isaiah 53 is happening 500 years before Jesus. The day of salvation, according to Isaiah, is the day the exiles leave Babylon.
Yeah, but Hashem.
That's when all this is taking place, so it can't be about Jesus.
Hashem always operates on like huge time scales.
Well, I mean, maybe, but that's not what's going on in Isaiah 53 here.
What's not going on in Isaiah 53?
Isaiah there is about the Babylonian exile. It don't have anything to do with messiahs or
I understand.
Jesus.
I understand. It's a point in Israel's history that they think is going to be about something, and it ends up being about something else.
No, this is about exactly what they're talking about, though. There's no other context for this. This is all about the Babylonian captivity. This Deutero Isaiah is, anyway. It even tells you that. It says the day of salvation is the day that the exiles depart Babylon. I mean, it's pretty clear.
Do you have your like Bible up like on a screen for you? Because I do not have my book near me.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, man.
Okay. I'm gonna feel comfortable grabbing mine then, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, it says it in chapter 52, straight up. Straight up, dog.
Okay. So here's like what I know about the Babylonian exile. Like just it's very bare bones. All I know is that like Judah was conquered and then all of the Jews got like deported and they were like in Babylon, right? And these songs are like about like comfort and hope and restoration, but like I know what you're saying, that the servant that Isaiah is like singing about is like supposed to be like Israel, but like, and Jesus is obviously not there, right? In the exile with them.
Obviously,
But
yeah.
but he is like the he becomes like a how do I say this? He's like the comfort for exiled Israel. Like
Yeah.
he becomes
The
God's
comfort is
agent.
he's promising them redemption.
Yes.
Yeah. So he saves them.
It's the
The day of
reconciliation of the
the
covenant.
day literally says the day of salvation will happen when the exiles leave Babylon, and he forms an eternal covenant with them right then. So there is no way contextually that this can be about Jesus. I mean, it's all explained right there in chapter 52. It prefaces the servant song in 53 in chapter 52.
Yeah.
The servant song actually starts in chapter 52. But it's real important what it says right before it starts the servant song. And that's what prefaces chapter 53 and what it's talking about and who's speaking. You don't disagree with me, do you?
I'm just reading it right now.
Which part? 52?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll show. Well, the whole little thing's cool there. It actually don't even take that long. But just for the sake of time here and being Xmas, in verse 9 is when it really gets important to what's about to happen in the servant song. And it says, "Break forth, shout together for joy, you ruins of Jerusalem, for the Lord has comforted his people. He has redeemed Jerusalem." That's a past tense thing. He's saying it's redeemed. "And the Lord has bared his holy arm before the eyes of all nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our God." Here's the important part. It says, "Depart, depart, go out from there, touch no unclean thing, go out in the midst of it, purify yourselves, you who carry the vessels of the Lord, for you shall not go out in haste, you shall not go out in flight, for the Lord will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your rear guard." So he's literally saying the entire world is about to see the day of salvation of our God. And then immediately after that, it says, "Depart, depart, go out from there." It's talking about the exiles leaving Babylon. That's the day of salvation. That's the day that the Israel is saved, and the whole world is supposed to come to Yahweh through the Israelites.
Yeah. So here's what I think, and this is just me, okay? Whenever I'm looking like at scripture, like at or like some of these promises, like the covenants that are being made, whether with like Noah or Abraham, like these usually have layers. Like that's what I mean, like when I'm talking about types, right? Like they have dual levels. Like yes, like they have like Israel, the nation, has salvation, right? Like after they come out of exile, like their temple is rebuilt,
Right.
like the nation is restored. But like
Exactly.
Jesus, yeah, but Jesus is like the extra layer to that. Like it becomes like he fulfills all of those things in a secondary way hundreds of years after like Israel is restored and is out of Babylon. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying that like all of these like prophecies, like Hashem operates on like hundreds of years, like with his covenant and with these prophecies. And it's not always like I don't want to say that it's like not readable, or it's not like or he's like trying to keep secrets, but like it occurs in layers, and it occurs over like long time spans.
Yeah, I just have no reason, based on the context of Isaiah, to think that. I mean, this is clearly all ending like it's
Well, you
talking about right
said
up until
yourself
the
that you could
Babylonian
look at it
exile.
and you could fairly say that a lot of this applies to Jesus.
No. I said a few lines apply to Jesus, but not all of it.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about in chapter 53. Nowhere else.
Okay.
That's why Christians often quote Isaiah 53 so much, because if you use a few of those lines, it does sound just like Jesus if you don't know any better. But lines like verse 10, where it says, your offspring will be blessed, that clearly can't be talking about Jesus, because Jesus did not even have offspring. You know what I mean?
I mean, I already explained like that thing, but regardless, I mean, like he treated his apostles and his disciples as like his children, right?
No. Matthew 23, he specifically says, you only have one Father. You are brothers and sisters with me. Jesus never calls them his children. He calls them brothers and sisters.
Okay.
He explains that in Matthew 23. But yeah, I've heard that. I guess I didn't hear you say that, but I hear that argument a lot, that it's like Jesus is spiritual children, but he never says that. He says the opposite, actually.
in Mark, I know that he like says, daughter, your faith has made you well. Like go be in peace, and you'll be in your healed of your disease. And he says that same thing in the same part in Luke.
Well, I mean, what about
in a lot of the healing stories in Mark and Luke, he says son and daughter.
He talks about sons and daughters, but he calls Israel, the lost sheep of Israel, he calls them brothers and sisters. He says, we only have one Father.
Yeah, I understand that, and I'm not disagreeing with you. All I'm saying is that I think that Jesus has a spiritual fatherhood as the agent of Hashem.
Right. Yeah, you have to make it spiritual, because if you make any of these stories literal, they fall apart in a heartbeat if they're about Jesus. The only way to make any of these about Jesus is to add on like secondary meanings and metaphorical meanings and spiritual meanings where they're not actually there. Because if you read it literally, what it's literally talking about with the context, you can't get to Jesus from there.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But do you also understand that, like, and this is not like a, oh, it just needs interpretation, bro. But like, do you agree that sometimes in the Old Testament, right? Like, actually, not sometimes, plenty of times in the Old Testament, it is not all just literal. Like, there is plenty of metaphor. There is plenty of like,
I agree.
double layers and double meanings.
I don't know about double meanings, but it uses metaphors a lot.
Not
but it also uses metaphors for literal interpretations too. Like in Psalm 22, it says, bulls encircle me, right? So the metaphorical part is calling the ones surrounding him bulls. Those are actually soldiers. But he is literally surrounded by soldiers, so that part's literal. So you have a metaphorical and literal meaning intertwined there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to reduce everything to metaphor, but if I see like it at a certain point, it's just like pattern recognition. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like you just need like a better interpretation. Like that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying that, like, that particular part you're talking about with the spiritual children or whatever, like, I was just addressing that specifically. But I'm saying,
I mean, you can disagree with that.
We know when it's being metaphorical and when it's being literal, you know what I mean? We can distinguish.
You can disagree with my interpretation of that, but, like, that's not, like, a cope. To me, it seems to make sense.
It doesn't in the context of Isaiah 53, though. This wasn't talking about spiritual.
It doesn't in the context of the Babylonian exile.
Right.
Right. But we also, but I believe you agreed that there are multiple layers in Scripture oftentimes.
Sometimes, but not in that way.
Why not in that way? Explain to me what you mean in not in that way.
Because to get to Jesus, it just doesn't make any sense to say that Jesus is like a layered meaning on top of this when this explains itself perfectly fine.
I'm not saying
Like,
that this prophecy is explicitly about Jesus. I'm saying that Jesus fulfills it.
right. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying,
Okay.
I don't think you can put Jesus on top of it in any way at all.
Okay. All right. Well, we can just agree to disagree on that
Yeah,
point.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like contextually. I don't understand, or even metaphorically, really, how you get to Jesus from here. I mean, just saying it's like spiritual children just doesn't really mean anything to me based on what I know about Isaiah here. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
I think you would have better arguments in a book like Daniel for something like this.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll go back on it. I'll rethink it. I'll pray on it, and I'll see. Maybe I'm wrong about it, and maybe I won't contextualize it like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I respect
thank you for
that.
the opportunity for critical self-reflection.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Glad I could help if I did.
Yeah, for sure. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, okay? I hope you have a good day.
Back at you, buddy. Hope you get some really cool gifts.
No, no.
And stuff.
I'm going to be giving...
We'll all get the greatest gift that you can be given, a PlayStation 5. That's just the fact of the matter. All right. Let's give a quick double check. 416. Man, what an awesome Christmas live it's been. 24 new followers. Over 2,000 people came through. TikTok definitely likes me better these days. Maybe it's because I've streamed for 51 days in a row now. I guess TikTok appreciates the consistency there, I suppose. But anyway, once again, if you want to watch the replays of these lives, I post them all on my YouTube channel, which is also Apostate Ape. And I'm going to jump up off here for the day now, and I will be back tomorrow for day number 52. But I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas, Happy Yule, Merry Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, Happy Holiday, Happy, what is it, freaking Wednesday? Third? I don't even know what day it is. Wednesday, maybe? Happy Wednesday. Whatever you're taking today as. Hope you all got some cool shit. Sailor, Jennifer, Rick, Finkeldorf, all y'all, Ghost, everybody. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Y'all eat some good food, play with your new shit, even if you had to buy yourself a present. Oh, sorry. Got caught up in a message there. Anyway, guys, I appreciate the shit out of everybody. It was an awesome, awesome stream. And I mean awesome. Like, I had no idea what to expect today. But it turned out to be pretty amazing. And I'm glad it did. And thank you all for dropping by. Thank you for all the new likes and follows. I'm here every stinking morning. And I should be back tomorrow. So we will catch you guys then. And we will do some more debating tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Much love. Much love.